Tonight, Delaware High School football returns to the airways with Friday Night Under the Lights with CatchItLive.com and Hot Country 107.7 FM. Hello, everyone. I'm Anthony Joseph. This season, CatchItLive.com is teaming up with Hot Country 107.7, and fans can listen on their smartphone, internet, and, of course, the radio.
This game is being brought to you by Del One Federal Credit Union, Delaware Electric Co-op, Fitzgerald Salvage and Recycling, Milford Southern States, Smith's Family Restaurant, and Satterfield and Ryan.
The big game tonight is the Cape Vikings on the road battling the Milford Bucks in a non-conference matchup in Milford. I'd like to welcome in my broadcast partner tonight, the former public address announcer for the Lake Forest Spartans, John Martin. John, thanks for being here. Always good to see you, buddy.
Anthony, thank you. I can't believe it seemed like just a few short days ago, but here we are again, ready now for Friday Night Lights, and the weather is gorgeous.
It's beautiful tonight. The Cape Vikings are led by their head coach, Bill Collick, whose team is coming off an 8-3 record and made the playoffs for the first time since 1998. They lost to the St. Mark Spartans 21-7. His opposition is the Milford Bucks and head coach Mike Tack. This season the Bucks are in Division II. Just a year ago, they were in Division I. Last year the Bucks were 3-7 and lost to the Cape Vikings 34-2. John, what can we expect out of this contest tonight?
Well, both teams still have coaches who are very well respected. Coach Mike Tack has been in the business for quite some time and has earned his stripes. And he's the kind of person that will get the teams ready for this highway battle. Even though it's a non-conference contest, just a few short miles separate these school districts and these hotly contested rivals. And, of course, Coach Bill Collick, someone I've known since 1986, who has excelled at the college level as well as the high school level and in several programs, will always bring a prepared team. So looking forward to a really good contest.
What do you think of the crowd so far for this game?
Well, the crowd is coming in. I see they're peppering in. They're certainly in great spirits. The beautiful thing about it is that we've got our bands coming in, so there's something for everyone. I've met family members coming in, and they saw that I was going to be here again with CatchItLive.com and right here on 107.7 Hot Country. And I said, folks, if you turn on the radio, you can hear us talk about your beautiful children out here and celebrate their successes.
And, John, it's a big evening because at halftime, guess who it is?
You got to be kidding me. You got to be kidding me. You bringing in a Hall of Famer?
No, it's not a Hall of Famer. It is the one and only Rich Gannon, the former NFL MVP for the Oakland Raiders back in 2002.
I heard that. I thought it was a hyped-up rumor. I can't wait to meet him. I remember seeing him when he was a standout player for the UD Blue Hens. And, of course, he is a man with rings.
Now, it's a recorded interview, so he's not going to be here live. But I interviewed him the other evening, and he is a class act.
He is a first-class act. And, Anthony, you are a first-class act, too, to be able to secure something like that.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. John, let's talk about some of the peak performers for this game tonight. You look on the Milford side for the Milford Bucks, and you have to look at the 6'6" offensive tackle, Andrew Marshall.
You know, I'm really looking forward to seeing Marshall. From what I hear, he's got quickness to go along with his size, and his reaction off the ball is something that makes him very special.
And then also you have to look at the quarterback tonight, Cole Davis, taking over for the graduated Nick Jefferson.
He's got big shoes to fill, but he's also got a high-powered offense and a very complicated offense that I'm sure he spent a great deal of time with his offensive coordinators and his coaches trying to help him make sure that he understands how to execute that and try to get the points that the Vikings need for victory.
Also for Milford, the wide receivers, Jason Parker, Tykees Harris, and also on defense, another peak performer, the linebacker, Ben Mitchell.
Now, I recognize some of those ball players, but that Tykees Harris, I believe, is a transfer in from Lake Forest. That young man has been a standout since he was a middle school athlete. And as I do recall, he is a standout both on the football field and the basketball hardwood.
We're going to take our first break as you're listening to Friday Night Under the Lights on CatchItLive.com and Hot Country 107.7 FM. Is Del One Federal Credit Union right for you? If you live in Delaware, the answer is yes. All Delaware residents can become a member of Del One. Call us at 302-739-4496 or stop by any of our convenient branch locations throughout Delaware to find out how. Visit del-one.org for more information on the amazing benefits Del One Federal Credit Union has to offer. Become a member today. Conditions and restrictions apply. Equal opportunity lender. Deposits are federally insured by NCUA.
Got metal? Get it to Fitzgerald's Salvage and Recycling. Fitzgerald's pays you cash. Fitzgerald's Salvage and Recycling is environmentally friendly and helping to keep Delmarva clean and green by recycling. So bring your copper, aluminum, and brass, stainless steel, wire, lead, light iron, heavy steel, tractors, farm equipment, lawnmowers, and appliances, barbecue grills, aluminum cans, even cars and trucks. Fitzgerald's is local and family-owned since 1935. Jesus recycles people. Fitzgerald's recycles cars.
It'd sure be nice to get out of the house, get a change of scenery, and try the wonderful atmosphere and home-style food of Smith's Family Restaurant. We'll treat you like you're coming to our house. We're known for great seafood, the best beef and chicken dumplings around, and you've got to try the homemade sweet potato biscuits and homemade rolls. A great place to eat anytime, 7 days a week for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Smith's Family Restaurant. It's worth the drive to eat at Smith's on Route 13 in Greenwood. Call 349-5114.
I'm Gary Rhodes from Milford Southern States. Expect nothing less than a superior performance day when using a Mahindra tractor. The Mahindra tractor can lift heavy loads, and with its cast iron chassis, it provides traction, stability, and control. At Milford Southern States, we feature a full line of Mahindra tractors, including the 3616 four-wheel drive that can carry firewood, dirt, manure, and also clear away snow. It also comes with a deluxe suspension and an easy access fuel tank. Call us at Milford Southern States, 422-8066. Farmer owned since 1923.
When severe weather strikes, a Generac generator from Satterfield and Ryan will keep your home running smoothly and your family safe and secure. Satterfield and Ryan is Delaware's only elite power pro dealer, providing professional sales, superior service, and quality repairs. Satterfield and Ryan in Milford, online at delawaregenerators.net. Call 302-422-4919. Satterfield and Ryan. Get the job done right.
Trailers. Jim Weller here. And if you need a trailer, give me a call. Open and closed, new, used, rusty, dusty, whatever. If you need a used trailer, give me a call. Got a used trailer you want to sell? Give me a call. Want to talk turkey? Give me a call. We look forward to hearing from you.
Hey folks, Colin Walls here for Walls Service Center. Have you turned your car's AC on only to find out it's blowing hot air? Are you tired of the quick fix that only lasts a couple of days? If so, come see me at Walls Service Center. Walls Service Center has been automotive air conditioning specialist for over 50 years. Stop in. We're located on Northeast Front Street in downtown Milford, or give us a call. 422-8110.
Hey everybody, Jim Weller here from Weller's in Bridgeville, and today let's talk about carports. Different roof styles, colors, shapes, sizes, lengths, widths, and so on. If you need a carport, call Weller's today. They include free delivery and setup right to your yard. Give me a call today.
Catch it live streaming of your events in high-definition video to anywhere in the world. Call Jim at 337-7300, 337-7300, 337-7300. No event too small.
And we're back live in Milford. I'd like to bring in my special guest, the former athletic director and now current Milford administrator, Glenn Stevenson. Glenn, thanks for taking the time. It's always good seeing you.
Oh, it's good to be here, Anthony. I always like taking time now to talk with you guys, especially on the radio. So it should be an exciting night. High school football's back. So.
That's for sure. Now, you started with Jack Simon and Coach Mike Tack all the way back in 2007, the Gridiron Club, which picks prominent Milford High School football players from the past and honors them with a ceremony during Hall of Fame night, which is tonight. Why did you think it was so important to do?
Well, it's just real good to try to bring back the family atmosphere of football. You know, football, probably of all the sports out there, it just generates, family across the, bridges, races, nationality. I mean, it's just one of those great sports that you can. I remember when I played. I can remember the guys I played with. And part of this is to reunite that and and recognize those guys that really excelled in the past. So.
Now, one inductee will be the late Harold Johnson. What did he mean to the Milford program?
Well, he obviously played several years ago. He was actually a center back in 1947, 48, 49. He's instrumental in our sports program. We actually honor him also with a scholarship that we do for graduation. He's just meant a lot to our program over the years.
Who are some of the other inductees tonight?
One is Zeb Parker Turner. Played in 1954 and 55, offensive defensive tackle. Darrell Hicks played in 1978, 79, 80. I actually was able to see Darrell play. He was a heck of a linebacker and guard. And Ronnie Allen, I'm sure that name's familiar to a lot of folks out there. Ronnie's been a coach for many years for different teams around the state, Polytech and Smyrna, I think, at one time. He played for Milford back in In fact, he was part of that 1971 basketball team, which was the first downstate team to ever win a state championship. So it kind of broke the ice for the downstate teams when they started the state tournament format. So Ronnie was an outstanding football player and obviously an outstanding basketball player too.
So each year, how many do you normally select?
We do a maximum of 4. We've done it for 6. This is our 6th year. So these are after we induct these 4, we'll have 24 in the hall. So it's a great night.
Who was the first class?
Well, actually, the first class, 2 that I remember, was a longtime athletic director, Barney Briggs, who actually built this stadium. And he was here, I think he was with the district for 50 years. And so he was part of that initial class. And, of course, that kind of got it started.
Now, at halftime, will they be presented with a plaque or what will happen?
Yeah, we have a ceremony at halftime where we present them with a plaque, recognize them, and tell them a little bit about what they did when they played and what they've done since they've been out, and and recognize. And they get a plaque on our Hall of Fame wall over on the ticket booth. So it's a neat night. We had a banquet beforehand about 5:30, had food and invited all the former inductees back. So it's just a nice evening of fellowship with those folks, and it's pretty neat.
And especially with the home opener this year against the Cape Vikings, seems like a good crowd on hand.
Yeah, Cape and Henlopen, Milford's always, we're neighbors and we're rivals, and it'll be a big game. We always have a big crowd. I think we probably have a chess match and probably have a good crowd. So I certainly expect a big crowd tonight.
How has Milford been looking in practice?
Well, I'll tell you, we started out a little slow. The first scrimmage, we hung in there with Team Upstate. I can't think who it was, but Howard Technical, and we hung. It was a good scrimmage. We got better. I think we handled North Carolina last week. The practice has been certainly looking more and more crisp. Obviously, the key, I think, tonight is you come out and try to hold on to the football. Turnovers will certainly make a big difference in the game. So, I think it'll be a good game.
Does Milford have any injuries?
We've got a couple. Andrew Marshall, our big man, is battling with a knee injury. He's going to be starting on offense. Probably not going to see much on defense tonight, but we've got a couple other kids in here, but not too bad right now. Our starting middle linebacker, Rafiq Henry, is out with a broken foot, but we hope to have him back in about 3 weeks. So at least by the time we start into our Southern Division schedule.
Now the halftime guest I mentioned the other day to you is Rich Gannon. What did Rich Gannon mean to the University of Delaware program? You went to the University of Delaware.
Oh, yeah. Rich. In fact, Rich was there not too long after I was up at Delaware. I mean, especially when, you can see it now with Flacco. When somebody from the school goes into the NFL and has the kind of impact that they do in the NFL, it's just huge for this area. Lena Del Don, that type of player. It doesn't happen often, but we get our share, and certainly Rich Gannon's been a great asset to Delaware football.
Glenn, before I let you go, is there anything you'd like to add?
Well, we just appreciate you coming out tonight and covering the game, and look forward to seeing you down the road.
It's always a pleasure.
All right,
Thank you,
you,
Glenn. Appreciate it. And that is Glenn Stevenson, the current Milford administrator and former athletic director for the Milford Bucks. We're going to take another brief timeout. You're listening to Friday Night Under the Lights on CatchItLive.com and Hot Country 107.7.
I'm Gary Rhodes from Milford Southern States. Expect nothing less than a superior performance day when using a Mahindra tractor. The Mahindra tractor can lift heavy loads, and with its cast iron chassis, it provides traction, stability, and control. At Milford Southern States, we feature a full line of Mahindra tractors, including the 3616 four-wheel drive that can carry firewood, dirt, manure, and also clear away snow. It also comes with a deluxe suspension and an easy access fuel tank. Call us at Milford Southern States, 422-8066. Farmer owned since 1923.
It'd sure be nice to get out of the house, get a change of scenery, and try the wonderful atmosphere and home-style food of Smith's Family Restaurant. We'll treat you like you're coming to our house. We're known for great seafood, the best beef and chicken dumplings around, and you've got to try the homemade sweet potato biscuits and homemade rolls. A great place to eat anytime, 7 days a week for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Smith's Family Restaurant. It's worth the drive to eat at Smith's on Route 13 in Greenwood. Call 349-5114.
When severe weather strikes, a Generac generator from Satterfield & Ryan will keep your home running smoothly and your family safe and secure. Satterfield & Ryan is Delaware's only elite power pro dealer, providing professional sales, superior service, and quality repairs. Satterfield & Ryan in Milford, online at delawaregenerators.net. Call 302-422-4919. Satterfield & Ryan. Get the job done right the first time.
Do you have metal? Get it to Fitzgerald Salvage and Recycling. Fitzgerald's pays you cash. Fitzgerald's will pick up your unwanted vehicles and will buy your car or lawnmower batteries. If it's made of metal, Fitzgerald's pays cash and recycles it, which helps the environment. Fitzgerald's will also pick up and deliver roll-off dumpsters, and they accept electronics too, including cell phones and computers. Fitzgerald's is local and family-owned since 1935. Go to fitzgeraldsonline.com or find us on Facebook.
Is Del One Federal Credit Union right for you? If you live in Delaware, the answer is yes. All Delaware residents can become a member of Del One. Call us at 302-739-4496 or stop by any of our convenient branch locations throughout Delaware to find out how. Visit del-one.org for more information on the amazing benefits Del One Federal Credit Union has to offer. Become a member today. Conditions and restrictions apply. Opportunity lender. Deposits are federally insured by NCUA. And we're live in Milford as tonight it's the Cape Henlopen Vikings taking on the Milford Bucks. I'm Anthony Joseph, my broadcast partner, John Martin. And John, you know Coach Bill Collick, he wants to start out with a big win tonight, a non-conference matchup because next week he's back on the road. He doesn't have a home game until week number 3 against the Indian River Indians.
Wow, when he comes home, he'll have a handful because there's always speed and talent and a great coach team in Indian River. So he's going to really look to try to get this game. And even though this is a non-conference contest, and as the people begin to fill in the seats, he is going to have to make sure his team is ready. He cannot sleep at the wheel because the Milford Bucks and the Cape Henlopen teams always look forward to squaring off.
And a key for Coach Bill Collick, Andre Flowers, the linebacker, another linebacker, Luke Benson, offensive lineman, Tom Ott, and the big tight end, Andrew Grau.
Well, he is a big target, and he's also a very good athlete. It'll be a really good, interesting matchup.
Do you expect a lot of points tonight?
Well, it's the opening night. It's kind of hard. It's hard to tell. What I do expect is that there will be a little bit of nerves, and I'll predict that the defense will probably be a little bit better prepared than the offenses.
And the Milford Bucks storming onto the field, going to the bench. As Andrew Marshall, he's injured but expect a big evening from him as he's the starting offensive tackle. Now, John, he's being looked at from some big universities: Temple, Rutgers, Delaware State, University of Delaware.
And I understand that you did get a chance to preview a little bit of his ball playing. You went to a scrimmage. How did he look?
He looked pretty good. Quick feet, and that's why a lot of scouts are looking at him. He's 6'6", over 300 pounds, and when you're light on your feet for a big man, that's very impressive. So I can see him maybe one day, if he gets the right coaching, to be selected in the NFL.
Cliche though it may be, you cannot coach size. That is a blessed gift. But he seems to be also someone who has the work ethic, from what I understand, and he will help try to cultivate every inch of that height and frame into some culpable talent.
And we wish him the best. Now, John, we have the coin toss that's going on between Cape and Milford. And we'll have to see who wins what they decide to do. What's the best philosophy? If you win the coin toss, would you rather receive?
There are a handful of variables. Remember, we're early in the season. Sometimes teams want to get an edge and they want to send a signal by playing defense early. But it looks like we're about to get the indication. Looks like Cape won. They deferred. So we're going to find out what the Buccaneers will elect to do. And the Buccaneers have elected to receive the ball. So they want to start off on offense right here in front of their home crowd in their opening game.
And we're going to get to see the junior quarterback, Cole Davis. We're going to take a brief timeout as you're listening to Friday Night Under the Lights on CatchItLive.com and Hot Country 107.7 FM. Is Del One Federal Credit Union right for you? If you live in Delaware, the answer is yes. All Delaware residents can become a member of Del One. Call us at 302-739-4496 or stop by any of our convenient branch locations throughout Delaware to find out how. Visit del-one.org for more information on the amazing benefits Del One Federal Credit Union has to offer. Become a member today. Conditions and restrictions apply. Equal opportunity lender. Deposits are federally insured by NCUA. Back live in Milford as we're waiting the opening kickoff between the Cape Vikings and the Milford Bucks, as it's exciting to be back on the radio broadcasting high school football.
Well, I'm looking forward to seeing that. Back deep to return the kick, we have number 5, Octavian Wilson. He's a senior. And number 7, Son Martinez, a sophomore, only 150 pounds, and they are getting back there ready to receive the opening kickoff.
And Cape getting ready to kick it from the 40-yard line. And we're ready for some high school football. It's high and downfield. It's at the 15, 20, 25, about that 26-yard line, and that's a great return for the Milford Bucks special teams.
And I see the offensive team is taking the field, and you are right. That number 74, he is a spectacular sight to behold. He is a presence, and he just glided out there like a gazelle. And here comes their quarterback, getting ready to give the team their first marching orders.
Cole Davis, the starting quarterback, just underway. First quarter, 0-0, first possession of the game. Milford, Davis, shotgun formation, blitz. He pitches it left side. Number 5 on his feet at the 35-yard line, knocked out of bounds, and that's Octavian Wilson, the senior. 11:49, 0-0.
Cape's in his own defense.
Davis, shotgun formation. Ball snapped, it's low. It's pitched to Wilson this side on the far side for a 5-yard gain.
He's pummeled by number 8 for the Cape Henlopen Vikings.
And they're moving the ball. 11:30, first quarter, 0-0. Cape taking on the Milford Bucks non-conference matchup. First start for Cole Davis. They're out of the huddle. Shotgun formation. Looks like a Cape. They want a blitz. And they jumped off sides on that long delay. It worked from the quarterback, Cole Davis.
That's going to be enough to get them a first down, an easy one.
It's an easy 5 yards. First down for the Milford Bucks. And the fans like it. On hand for Hall of Fame night.
Anthony, I'm also part of the pageantry of this game. I am looking forward to seeing some of those Hall of Fame inductees. I personally know Mr. Ron Allen, and I had the luxury of having my oldest son play along with his son, Tanner, when they were Polytech Panthers.
It's a first down and 10 at the 40-yard line. Shotgun formation. Pitched. The Wilson, he's going to air it out. He's got a man wide open at the 30. He catches at the 20, the 10. Touchdown, Milford! Jason Parker. What a play.
Anthony, they have just caught him with a little bit of razzle-dazzle, and there is a stunned crowd and bench over there on the Cape Henlopen Viking side.
They have to be stunned because, John, in the preseason, Cape went to Middletown and about 40 plays dominated the defending state champions, the Middletown Cavaliers.
So they already come in with quite a reputation, but I think when we get a little bit of a break, I'd like to know a little bit more about what you think about what scrimmage play indicates for an upcoming season.
And we're going to get to that in a moment. The extra point attempt, ball's down. Oh, we have a fake already, and that didn't work well.
I'm not sure if that was a fake or if that was a busted play, but you got to give credit to the ball player for trying to make the best of the situation.
It looked like a good snap. The holder just picked it up, and it looked like he wanted to throw it, but the Cape special teams, they were ready. As the 2-point conversion, no good, but Milford 6, Cape Henlopen nothing.
And there is a highly animated Coach Bill Collick over there imploring his Vikings to get ready to try to turn this thing around. 10 minutes and 38 seconds remaining in the first quarter. And here I sit with my friend Anthony Joseph, and we are here on Station ID WKAHI, Fruitland 107.7, Hot Country.
Thanks, John. 10:38, first quarter, Milford 6, Cape zip. Milford getting ready to kick it off. And the kicking duties belongs to Octavian Wilson, who that was a nice throw to Jason Parker. As the Cape defense, they were not expecting that. That was a trick play and work for Coach Mike Tack.
Set them up beautifully because they lateraled each of the previous plays, 3 straight laterals, and then
Wilson, a short kick. It's picked up at the 35, 40, 45, now at the 50-yard line, 48-yard line of Milford, and that's a great return for number 29 for the Cape Viking special teams.
Well, the Vikings are hustling out. It looks like they've got the kind of vim and vigor that it takes to respond to a quick strike TD by the Buccaneers. Let's see what those Vikings do.
10:30 first quarter. Milford 6, the Vikings 0. Number 4, the quarterback for the Cape Vikings, Tavon Scott, the transfer from Lake Forest. Ball's handed off, straight ahead running near that 40-yard line. And Tom Ott, the offensive lineman, he created a gap.
Yes, he did. He stepped right in there, but still a respectable gain on the first down.
And you're familiar with Tavon Scott, the former Lake Forest Spartan.
Yes, I am. He is an incredible athlete, two-sport athlete. Came in highly touted as a middle school athlete. He's a tremendous basketball player as well.
And he's a junior, 6 foot, 215 pounds. Second down and short. Man in motion, number 22. Ball's handed off. Right side, still on his feet. past the first down marker, making its way to about that 29-yard line. And Milford in that scrimmage, I was here last Friday night live in Milford, as it was against the Bayside team, North Carolina, and Milford had trouble stopping the run.
Well, again, it's early in the season, and they got pretty good size over there, but it does take a little bit of persistence and a little bit of cohesion to be able to stop the run.
First down and 10. Ball's handed off, and a host of Milford Buccaneers making the stop. And that's a loss.
That is a loss. I would say that's not just a gang of them. I'd say it's a boatload. And ironically, we do have Vikings playing against Buccaneers, so who will be the best of the water bearers?
We're in the first quarter. Milford 6, Cape 0. Cape with the ball, second down and long. Tavon Scott back to pass. And he's sacked right away by number 81. William Wagenhofer.
Now, Anthony, you were talking about how powerfully the Cape Vikings played in a scrimmage game, and I don't know if we'll get an opportunity to talk about that real soon, but you get some indications from a scrimmage game, but how do they translate into the regular season?
I think it really depends. If you're the coach and you do well, you're fired up, and you really think you're going to do well in the regular season. If you struggle, you kind of say, we don't really think the preseason's that valuable. Back to the action, third down and long. Passes up to number 33. He's complete at the 5-yard line, knocked out of bounds by number 3, Vance Daniels.
And that pass certainly energized the sidelines and the crowd. And, oh, by the way, Anthony, fans are trickling in. You got to remember, it's the first game of the season, so people are still adjusting their schedules. But slowly but surely, fans are filling in each and every inch of the stands.
And don't forget, John, after the game, it's the Delaware Electric Player of the Game.
Looking forward to it. Looking forward to it.
And back to the action, we have a penalty. And it's going to be a false start against the Cape Viking offense.
And that's just a little bit deflating. Just negative yardage after such a dazzling and brilliant play that got them very close to the end zone, but it's still first and goal.
First and goal at about that 8-yard line. Scott hands it off to number 22. Straight ahead, he rumbles in for the touchdown.
Oh, and wasn't that a beautiful ball handling by the quarterback? A little bit of trickery, dickory, dock, and all of a sudden we're looking at a tied ball game.
And that was number 22, Justin Lopez.
Number 14 back to kick, another bobbled kick, and here we are, knotted again, 6-6. Anthony, let me ask you something. Both teams struggled with the extra point attempt. First game of the season. What do you think?
Well, I would say both coaches are not happy, but I was wondering, since it is the first game, they're probably a little nervous, and we'll have to see in the second half if they still have trouble.
All right, I think that's a keen observation. Football is very complex. You're talking about 11 units or components of one single moving unit, and it does take time to get them coordinated, so to speak, so that they're working together. And I would imagine with only a bit of time that they probably focus on just trying to run some offenses, run some defenses, and some of those things, the special teams probably don't get as much time.
And a coach attack on the Milford sidelines, as we have a good view from the press box, he was fired up, and his players really are responding to his coaching and techniques.
He is quite animated, and he is still encouraging his ball players to get ready. And they are back, the same two ball players, number 5, number 7, back to return the kick.
And it's a high kick downfield, taken at the 15, 20, 25, still on his feet. Making his way to about that 27-yard line. And that's good field position.
That's very good field position.
First quarter, Milford 6, Cape 6. As
Anthony,
it looked like, go ahead, John.
I was just going to take. I know you and I, we've talked quite a bit in anticipation of the games, and I look out and I see the excitement of the fans. I hear people playing in the band. You hear the chatter. It's just a sign. It's the season. Here comes fall. Here comes autumn, and here comes football.
Cole Davis, shotgun formation. First down and 10. Low snap, and it's fumbled. Have to see if Cape recovered it, and they did. What a big turnover. Early in the first quarter.
A reversal of fortunes. Milford comes out, gets a big, impressive score on their opening possession, and just as quickly, in less than 3 minutes, they're scored upon, lose the ball, and now threatened from the 26.
And if you're Coach Bill Colick, you have to applaud your players for their effort and getting the turnover. Tavon Scott, first down and 10 at the 26. Ball's handed off straight ahead. As once again, the Milford defense cannot stop Tom Ott as he continues to create big running lanes.
My father would call that 3 or 4 yards and a cloud of dust, but they're playing on turf. My dad would love that one. 2nd and 5, Anthony, the Cape.
Tavon Scott under center. Handed off, Lopez still on his feet, and he's finally brought down. Minimal gain.
He's a shifty runner. I like how he stays low to the ground, and it allows him to be able to change directions. And in a running back, I want to ask you the proverbial question. Do you want quickness or speed, Anthony?
I tell you what I want. I want somebody that can get in the end zone as often as possible.
There you go. Always getting down to the bottom line. Anthony Joseph.
I'd pick Barry Sanders anytime. Back to the action on a 3rd down and about 4 or 5. Scott back to pass. It's complete. Past the first down marker.
He throws a pretty ball. Didn't you see that? It looked like it was right on an ice rope. Straight and direct. Not a lot of room for a defender to whap it down.
In Milford, they brought the blitz, but the offensive line picked it up and gave Scott enough time. He's very poised.
He is very poised. He's cool as the other side of the pillow. He gets himself a first down, 1st and 10, but really close to pay dirt.
Scott under center. 2 running backs in the backfield. Man in motion. And it's handed off up the middle.
Wow, I tell you what, that kind of power football reminds me of the same kinds of formation and power football Coach Bill Colick used to use when he was at Delaware State University. He once had 4 running backs that all had an amazing season. I mean, these guys put up points. They wound up being MEAC champs. And, of course, Coach Colick, ever the gentleman, gave the ball players and his assistants all of the credit.
And he's certainly a gentleman. Back to the action. Ball's handed off. I believe that's a number 33, Zachary Stevenson, on this near side. We're in the first quarter, 6-6.
5 minutes.
5 minutes left to end the first quarter. And coming up at halftime, you do not want to miss it. It's my one-on-one interview with former University of Delaware quarterback Rich Gannon He was also the former NFL MVP way back in 2002 for the Oakland Raiders.
I don't know how you do it. I'd like to follow him on Twitter, and here you are with his cell phone number.
You're not supposed to tell anybody. Okay. Back to the action. Tavon Scott under center. Quarterback keeper. And waiting for the signal. It's a touchdown. Had to see if he broke the plane, and he certainly did.
Yeah, it took the officials a moment to make sure they could certify that one. And you got to wonder, will Coach Tack keep the energy, the vim, the vigor, the excitement up for his Buccaneers? Now, the Buccaneers are missing a key ball player. He's on crutches. We don't have any confirmation as to why he's not playing tonight, but right now he looks like he will not be playing, and he is a big-time linebacker.
Back to the action, trying a two-point conversion. Scott rolls to his right. He's running with it, and he gets in for the two-point conversion, as at this time everything going right for the Cape Vikings.
It literally was everything going right. That was practically a student body right. Everyone heading that side, giving a wall of protection and leading Scott clearly into the end zone.
As John, that was a costly turnover. Milford has one turnover. Cape has 0. We're going to take a brief break as you're listening to CatchItLive.com and Hot Country 107.7 FM. Is Del One Federal Credit Union right for you? If you live in Delaware, the answer is yes. All Delaware residents can become a member of Del One. Call us at 302-739-4496 or stop by any of our convenient branch locations throughout Delaware to find out how. Visit del-one.org for more information on the amazing benefits Del One Federal Credit Union has to offer. Become a member today. Conditions and restrictions apply. Equal opportunity lender. Deposits are federally insured by NCUA. We're back. Cape, that's a deep kick, fielded at the 5, 10, 15. And that's where he's taken to about that 14. He lost a yard, and that was number 7 on the return.
And a big open field tackle by number 25, Jason Hernandez of the Vikings, with a solid technical tackle, wrapping up the ball player and securing him to the canvas. And the Buccaneers will take over on about the 14.
And that was Son Martinez with the kickoff return. Cape 14, Milford 6 in the first quarter. Cole Davis, shotgun for wide receiver set. Running back in the backfield, the block. Now man in motion. That's Martinez. It's a screen play, and that's batted away for the incomplete pass. Batted away by number 7 for Cape Henlopen, John Benson, the linebacker.
Now, Anthony, I noticed that the quarterback was surveying the other side. He was surveying his opponents. Is there a particular name for what they're doing on offense?
I think basically what he's doing almost in college, in the NFL, just reading and really reading the defense.
Like
and
a read and react.
Right. Option, and that's Martinez. Taken for about, I think, a 1-yard loss. It's on that far side.
It is. It's on the side of the big guy. It looks like, I know size matters, but sometimes speed kills. They're getting off the ball quicker, and they're pushing the Vikings back.
And Milford deep in their own territory. On a 3rd down and long, Davis, shotgun formation, 4 wide receiver set, 1 running back in the backfield. And Cape jumps again as they were going to give Milford a blitz. And they're in hot pursuit.
They are in hot pursuit, and you just got to wonder if maybe they're not just hedging at the offensive line, trying to get them to flinch. But of course, they are the ones that have committed the infraction, and Milford will happily take each and every 5 yards they'll give them.
And with the pressure from the Cape Viking defense, Davis is not getting a lot of time to be able to read his progressions and look for that second or third wide receiver that might be open for him. Shotgun formation, back to pass. He's under duress again. He's going to tuck and run for about a couple yards.
Pretty nimble run, but he is brought down by Thomas Ott, the senior offensive lineman, 5'11" and 205 pounds, and that's going to force the Buccaneers to bring out the punting unit. Of course, there have been some trick plays, so we'll keep a keen eye out there, Anthony, to see if they won't try a little bit of trickery to try to advance the ball, or whether they'll play it safe and punt the ball downfield.
I doubt they will not try anything. Ball was low. It was fumbled. Bad snap, and it looks like Cape has pounced on it. Be the second turnover. Just a low snap, and the punter could not come away with it cleanly.
Once again, there is just a little bit of miscommunication, a little bit of inaccuracy between the center and the receiver, but that is, in terms of field possession, a real costly turnover. 1st and goal for the Vikings.
It's a 1st down and 10. Devon Scott hands it off, and that's Lopez again for his 2nd touchdown of the evening. He has 2, and Tavon Scott has 1, the transfer from Lake Forest.
He does run a very good offense, and he is just as confident. I believe the young folks call that swagger, and simply means that he is cool, calm, and collected out on the field. Now they'll go for the kick again this time. Let's see how the special teams do.
Going for the extra point, number 14. Ball's down. It is up, and this time it is good. As Cape extends the lead, we're going to take a brief break as you're listening to CatchItLive.com and Hot Country 107.7 FM. Is Del One Federal Credit Union right for you? If you live in Delaware, the answer is yes. All Delaware residents can become a member of Del One. Call us at 302-739-4496 or stop by any of our convenient branch locations throughout Delaware to find out how. Visit del-one.org for more information on the amazing benefits Del One Federal Credit Union has to offer. Become a member today. Conditions and restrictions apply. Equal opportunity lender. Deposits are federally insured by NCUA. And we're back live in Milford. Cape kicks it off downfield. Deep man takes it at the 10, 15, 20. Still on his feet. That's Martinez. And spins to about that 25-yard line. A hard hit by the Cape special teams, number 15. And number 15 is Quincy Duckworth, the backup punter.
The Buccaneers are going to come out one more time. They're going to try to see if they can get some points on the board. Remember, they did pull off a beautiful strike to draw first blood in this contest. And now with that spread offense, they're looking to try to move the ball down the field.
Cape 21, Milford 6. Milford 2 costly turnovers. Davis, shotgun formation. 4 wide receiver set. Quick pass on this near side. Screen near that 29-yard line. Was short of a 1st down.
Anthony, let me tell you what, the Vikings are coming at them with all oars in the water. They're pinning their ears back and flying in. And, of course, I think that leaves them vulnerable. If they can only seem to get the ball down and take some of these one-on-one matchups, they might be able to advance the ball a bit.
And also coming up at halftime, we'll have some scoring updates, especially the Indian River-Stephen Decatur matchup. Back to the action. 2nd down. Davis, shotgun. 4 wide receiver set. Screen pass. That's Wilson. He fumbles it. And in the vicinity of Cape. But I think Vance Daniels recovered it. He was the lone Milford Buck in the area. And he's very, very fortunate. You had about 3 Cape defenders.
Hungry defenders looking for the ball, but quick reflexes, and that is what I call one of those temperament-saving plays, because I can guarantee you their confidence would be low after something like that. There's still hope. You got the ball, you got time on the clock, there's still a chance.
3rd down and long. 2 wide receivers, 2 running backs. Pass is complete past that first down marker on a slant pattern to number 18, Tykees Harris. It's his first season playing football, as he's a basketball star for B.J. Joseph and the Milford Buck basketball team. And I know you know basketball there, John.
Yes, I do. You know, I am the voice of the Capital Classic, so I get to see a lot of these people when they're standout middle school athletes. And there's an awful lot of people converting those basketball players into football players. I'm a little biased myself. I think basketball players and soccer players have the best feet and the best set of skills to be able to play any field or any sport with the ball.
Back to the action, 1st down and 10. Davis, ball's batted and deflected as a Cape tried to pick it off. Number 22, Justin Lopez, stuck his hand up but could not come away with it. And they're lucky because they do not need another turnover. 21-6 is the score.
Well, there's still hope because the ball player was open, and just a little slight miscommunication on the pass, maybe rushed just a little bit, but the opportunities are there, and it is 2nd and 10.
43.9 seconds before the first quarter concludes. Davis, shotgun, hands it off, number 22. And the Cape defense, they were prepared. And he was dropped immediately.
He was dropped immediately. You know, I just got to wonder because Coach Tack, he is, a very organized coach and very systematic. And maybe just like with the first scoring opportunity, perhaps what he's doing is trying to set them up and lull them to sleep, because right now they're gunning for bear out there, the Vikings, and going straight after the quarterback on every single play. They're 7 deep in the box.
5 seconds should be the last play of the first quarter if they can snap it in time. And they do not. Kind of surprised. But that's going to do it. That's the end of the first quarter. Live in Milford. Cape 21, Milford 6. You're listening to CatchItLive.com and Hot Country 107.7 FM.
Trailers, trailers, trailers. Jim Weller here, and if you need a trailer, give me a call. Open and closed, new, used, rusty, dusty, whatever. If you need a used trailer, give me a call. Got a used trailer you want to sell? Give me a call. Want to talk turkey? Give me a call. We look forward to hearing from you.
Hey folks, Colin Walls here for Wall Service Center. Have you turned your car's AC on only to find out it's blowing hot air? Are you tired of the quick fix that only lasts a couple of days? If so, come see me at Wall Service Center. Wall Service Center has been automotive air conditioning specialists for over 50 years. Stop in. We're located on Northeast Front Street in downtown Milford, or give us a call. 422-8110.
Hey everybody, Jim Weller here from Wellers in Bridgeville, and today let's talk about carports. Different roof styles, colors, shapes, sizes, lengths, widths, and so on. If you need a carport, call Wellers today. They include free delivery and setup right to your yard. Give me a call today.
Catch it live streaming of your events in high-definition video to anywhere in the world. Call Jim at 337-7300, 337-7300, 337-7300. No event too small.
And we're back live in Milford to start the second quarter. Milford 6, Cape 21. I'm Anthony Joseph, my broadcast partner, John Martin. the season opener for both squads. As Delaware High School football back live on the radio on Hot Country 107.7 and catchitlive.com. Davis, shotgun formation, back to pass. He's going to air it out. He's got a man open in man-to-man coverage, and that pass was underthrown. Could have been a completion, John.
He was open. That's an ideal setup, too. One-on-one with a very capable receiver. Ball wobbled just a little bit, and we've got a quarterback that throws a beautiful pass, so still might want to attribute some of that to the early season. Anthony.
We have a scoring update at the end of the first quarter. Stephen Decatur 7, Indian River nothing. And it's a 4th down. Milford has to punt it away. It's a high kick. Deep men for Cape. Has to backpedal to about that 20-yard line. Takes a Milford bounce at about the 22. And that's what Coach Tack needed from his special teams.
He certainly did. And even though, once again, that was just a shaky snap, the punter had the calm demeanor and was able to rescue that snap and punt it. And as you said, he was fortunate to get a gratuitous bounce.
Just underway in the second quarter. Cape 21, Milford 6. Cape with the ball. Tavon Scott. Ball's handed off. On the far side, about a 5-yard gain to about the 30-yard line.
He's a powerful runner. He picked up about another 3 after the first hit. It's the yak that'll kill you. Oh, correction. That's yards after catch. Yards after the first hit. So that means he's just pounding and pounding and pounding, and you need that. And Coach Collick certainly does love a good fullback in his offense. He's loved them as long as he's been coaching.
And the good coaches like Coach Mike Tack, they tell his players, if you want to stop the offense, make sure you wrap them up at the ankles.
That's right. That's right. Fundamentally sound. And he's a coach that's all about fundamentals. And he's also one that knows as long as there's sand in the hourglass, he has a chance. So the Never Say Die Buccaneers are right there lined up, ready to try to stop the Vikings.
I'll tell you, John, Coach Collick, he was coming too close to the field from the Cape sidelines, and the officials had to tell him to step back. You cannot be on the field when the action is going on. Just getting a little too close, Coach Collick.
Well, Coach Collick played for Cape Henlopen. Maybe he just had a flashback.
Second down and short. Ball's handed off. He's at the 50. 40, 30, 20, 15. Knocked out of bounds.
Oh, my father would say, if you look back, you slow down. Never look back. You don't do it on the football field, or you don't do it on the track. And even though he picked up a lot of yards, fortunately for the Buccaneers, he was stopped. 10 minutes and 54 seconds remaining.
21-6 is the score. And it seems that Coach Collick, he keeps designing these running plays because it's very effective.
Well, it is. I mean, it's a simple play, but it's got so many moving components, so you never know exactly where the ball is. And, of course,
first down and 10 at the 15-yard line. Scott airs it out in the back of the end zone.
An errant pass and a missed opportunity because the players closest to the ball were the Buccaneers.
You had 3 Milford Buck defenders, but Scott, he was under pressure, so he had to release the ball or take a sack.
Well, again, here's a guy that's been running an offense like this. He ran an offense that's very similar to this when he was at Lake. Where there's a ball player in motion and there's a power back and they're split receivers, so there are plenty of options. And being a person who is also a point guard style basketball player, he's able to make those options and do them with grace.
Second down and 10. Scott's going to throw it again. This one is complete.
Oh, boy.
The ball comes loose, and Milford recovers it. number 30 with the recovery.
What a revitalizing defensive play, and it energizes them. And you can just look at the body language of the Buccaneers. They're trotting out on the field with a renewed hope and looking forward to trying to see if they can close the gap.
And that was Benjamin Mitzel with the recovery. 10:41, second quarter, 21-6. And that was a big play that Coach Mike Tack needed from his defense. Now Cole Davis back to the offense. Shotgun, first down and 10. At about his 6-yard line. And it's thrown on the far side. Pass is complete near the 20-yard line.
Number 5 right there. That's an open field tackle. And again, that's one of those textbook tackles. Wrapped around. His head is protected. He's not spearing. He's looking up. He's got his, as they say, his neck in a bull. So it is a safe tackle for both the defender and the offensive ball player.
And Milford, John, will be on the road next week at the University of Delaware, taking on Delaware Military.
Oh, that should be a good game. It is certainly a beautiful venue as well. I wonder what it feels like to be a high school player to be able to play on the biggest venue in the state.
That's for sure. And that's a Saturday game. 1 o'clock start for the Milford Bucks and Delaware Military. And timeout called on the field, but we're going to keep it right here. And next week, it's another big matchup. It's the marquee matchup. It could be a preview of the state championship game. Middletown Cavaliers on the road against the Caesar Rodney Riders. What a good one next week, live in Camden.
Can't wait to do it. Couldn't believe I got the invitation to sit next to you for that game. I've seen so many of those contests. I've seen them at Middletown, and I've seen them when they were playing at the Riders Stadium. You know, as a former administrator, I really did get a front row seat there, but I was a working man who was enjoying his work.
And John, what's coming up at halftime?
I believe you are going to give us an opportunity to hear a one-on-one interview with a person who has been the MVP of a Super Bowl.
Rich Gannon set 21 school records at the University of Delaware, and as an Oakland Raider, the 2002 MVP. Coming up at halftime, my one-on-one. Back to the action. Coming out of the timeout, 9:48. Shotgun formation.
Oh, he threw
and it's
that
almost
too soon.
picked off in triple coverage.
Again, first game, probably a little bit of nerves, and trying to seize an opportunity. You really got to still like someone who's still got a little bit of fight in him. But he rushed that, and oh, is he fortunate that it squirted out of the hands of the Vikings.
As Milford already has 2 turnovers, Cape has 1. In the second quarter, 21-6.
But the game has really been remarkably clean. I mean, most of those turnovers have come on the special teams. And again, you know, with it being early in the season, it lets you know that it's one of those kinds of things that happens to teams, even pros.
Third down. Ball's handed off. That's Wilson still on his feet. Taken out of bounds at the 40-yard line, and that's a first down.
He used his feet, and he used a little bit of savvy, too. He swept away the defender with a nice little stiff arm, and that was just enough to get them the first down.
The best weapon for a young quarterback, an effective running game.
Anthony, I tell you, you have had a whole offseason to get your quips ready.
First down and 10. It's going to be placed at the 30-yard line. Shotgun formation. 3 wide receiver set.
Motion.
And ball's pitched on the far side. That's Martinez still on his feet. And that's a swarm of Cape tacklers making the stop. They brought almost everybody.
Yes, they did. They met him. They stood him up. You had to give it to the Buccaneer ball player. He kept churning his feet. But the defense was relentless for the Vikings. 9 minutes and 10 seconds remaining in the first half.
And coming up after the game, it's going to be difficult, I think, to pick a player of the game, the Delaware Electric player of the game.
Oh, the Delaware Electric player of the game. That is quite a coup, and quite a couple of ball players out there looking to be front runners early.
8:47, second quarter, second down, and the pass is complete for about a yard, but not much there. As Davis, he was in heavy pursuit, and he had to get rid of it for his intended wide receiver was ready. And like to thank Glenn Stevenson, as he was in the Del One pregame show.
He was. You know, I remember him. Even prior to my incarnation as a broadcaster and as a sports administrator, I was just simply a coach and a person that got along with all these coaches and ADs all throughout the entire state.
It's a crucial third down, and the handoff was bobbled, and it's loose, and I believe Cape has it. It was a third down and a mile. And I think Cape recovered it, but we'll have to see.
I think Milford might have gotten that one.
At the scrum, you just don't know who's going to come away with it.
Oh, Anthony, I love when you can take a term from a rugby game and apply it to a football game, but that was a scrum.
I tell you, those rugby players are tough.
They are tough, but I'd rather have a scrum out there than a game of Twister.
Oh, goodness. It's a fourth down and long, as Milford did come away with the ball. And they punt it. It's a high, kicks a short one, though.
Oh, it hit somebody's foot.
And they're going to down it at the 20. Whose foot? You're saying it hit Milford or Cape?
Maybe my eyes deceive me, but I could have sworn it hit the foot, number 5's foot for Cape.
Next week, bring your glasses, or I'll bring you a binocular.
I'm going to bring the binoculars, and I'm going to bring my reading glasses. Either it's me or the prince getting smaller.
You're too young. .706, second quarter, 21-6, coming up at halftime. Rich Gannon, the former Oakland Raider MVP.
Can't wait to meet him.
He's not live. He has a big ball game this Sunday. We'll get back to that in a minute. Tavon Scott hands it off. Oh, big lane on the far side, 40, 50, 40, 35. Still on his feet. He's changing direction. Going from the far side, coming back, trying to get in the middle, and he's taken down. As the key to that was the blocking. As they're trying to spread it out on that far side, is Andrew Marshall is only playing on the offense tonight, and he's not playing on defense unless it's going to be late in the game, and he needs a crucial stop.
Yeah,
as Marshall is on the Milford Buck sidelines.
Yeah, but everybody is moonwalking back down the field because there is a handkerchief on the field indicating that something was amiss.
And that can drive a coach crazy with those penalties.
Crazy as a dog in a hubcap factory. After a beautiful play like that, here they are marching back. And boy, does that take the air out of the balloon.
6:51, second quarter. Milford 6, Cape 21. And that's what Milford needed in Coach Mike Tack, if you're a Milford Buck fan. And there's a lot on hand for the Hall of Fame night. And they'll have that induction ceremony at halftime.
The pageantry.
And now it's going to be a long first down. Tavon Scott behind the center. Long snap count. And it's handed off, straight ahead running. A lot of pushing going on between both sides. And a player down for the Milford Bucks. It's an injury timeout.
Anthony, one of the things I'd like to say is that the DIAA, the governing body for our sports in Delaware, they've done a very good job of working with all of the teams to make sure that they are first and foremost practicing sportsmanship. I mean, you'll notice that teams are disciplined. They are schooled. You know, if there's a skirmish on the field, the players that are on the sideline are instructed to take a knee. You know, and even like in a case like this, when a ball player may be hurt, the players take a knee. And, of course, they cheer the ball player off the field to encourage him. And that kind of good sportsmanship also just bleeds itself right into the crowd, making it an overall great experience for everyone.
And the injured player was Octavian Wilson. He's to the Milford Bucks sidelines and trying to walk it off. And now, John, this season, as a Catch It Live is teaming up with Hot Country 107.7 FM, as fans can listen on their smartphone, internet, and, of course, the radio.
Who'd have thought it? And when I was a little young pup, you actually had to turn the dial and lean your good ear toward the radio. Look at the options now. You can go on the web and catchitlive.com.
And you can catch the replay of the game next week between the Cape Vikings and the Milford Bucks.
And they get to hear the two of us.
And that's for sure. Second down. Ball's handed off, and that's Lopez. For about a 7-8 yard gain.
And you mentioned Barry Sanders, and he's got shades of Barry Sanders. His feet are shifty. And, you know, I still left that question hanging out there, but you really gave me quite an answer. But if you were forced to pick one, I mean forced to pick one, would you rather have quickness or speed?
I tell you what, I'd rather have vision.
Anthony.
Because you can have a slow runner, but you have to have that vision to go after the big holes or the small holes. Back to the action on a third down and short. And the running back gets past that first down marker near that 40-yard line as Kate continues to move the chains. 5:46 in the second quarter, 21-6. And Coach Collick has to be pleased with the effort from his Cape Vikings, especially Tavon Scott, the Lake Forest transfer.
He has to be pleased. And you're right, without vision, the teams shall perish. Here I am sitting right here with Anthony Joseph, the cerebral Anthony Joseph, and I just get to be his sidekick, John Martin, here with my friend. And here we are, opening day of football.
The home opener for the Milford Bucks. And Cape, as we mentioned earlier, 2 road games before the fans can see the Cape Vikings and Coach Bill Collick in week number 3 against Indian River. And then they're back home against the Caesar Rodney Riders, week number 4. And then in week number 5, back home against the Bullis High School, team out of Maryland.
Well, I'll look forward to that, but I don't want to speed past the game next week. Next week promises to be a real special game. The Caesar Rodney game and the Middletown game is always a classic, all the way down to the fans who are familiar with themselves and the bands who really look forward to squaring off.
And Coach Micah Schoenwolf is poised to make another championship run and get his second state championship, as his first one came against the Sussex Central Golden Knights. Schoenwolf has 28 seniors, led by his senior quarterback, Alex Kemp. And I'm excited about next week.
I am
Should
too.
be a good one.
I am too. I've got friends on both sides of the field. I'll look forward to seeing them. And I'll get here early enough to work the crowd before I come up.
Back to the action. First down and 10 at the 35-yard line. Tavon Scott rolls out, back to pass. Got a man wide open at the 35. It's caught at the 35, 30, 20, 15. Touchdown, Cape! Oh, there's a penalty. There's a flag, and it's against the Cape Vikings. And I think the penalties are probably the only thing can stop the Vikings at this stage.
Right now at this stage, I mean, their offense really seems to be clicking. When Scott rolled out, he had more options than a man shopping at McDonald's in the drive-thru. I mean, he could have picked the handoff, the pitch out, the short pass, the long pass. And I guarantee you that Coach Tack will have plenty to talk about at halftime. And he's a veteran. He may be able to get those Buccaneers and help them adjust, because you have to adjust, you have to adapt, or it'll be a long night, no matter what team, no matter what sport.
And last year, John, Cape, it was a division matchup because Milford was in Division I, Cape still in Division I. It was 34-2. Since Milford is sliding back to Division II, this is a non-conference matchup. And Cape was excited to add them to the schedule and start the season with the Milford Bucks. 5 minutes, 33 seconds before halftime, 21-6. And Cape takes the timeout.
I tell you, Anthony, I'll probably try to do a little bit of research, because as an educator, I wonder what happens. Are there large cohorts and small cohorts that makes Milford be able to move between divisions? Because I've seen them go from Division I to Division II and back again on more than one occasion.
And Polytech moved from Division II to Division I this year. We're going to take a commercial break, and we'll be back after this. Is Del One Federal Credit Union right for you? If you live in Delaware, the answer is yes. All Delaware residents can become a member of Del One. Call us at 302-739-4496 or stop by any of our convenient branch locations throughout Delaware to find out how. Visit del-one.org for more information on the amazing benefits Del One Federal Credit Union has to offer. Become a member today. Conditions and restrictions apply. Equal opportunity lender. Deposits are federally insured by NCUA. And we're back live in Milford. You're listening to Friday Night Under the Lights. Tavon Scott, he's under pressure. Still on his feet. And he's finally pulled down to the turf at about that 10-yard line. It took about 4 Milford defenders to get into the ground.
And a revitalizing defensive play, certainly much needed. They're looking at second and a lot of turf.
4 minutes, 56 seconds before halftime, 21-6. Tavon Scott, junior quarterback. Man in motion, number 33. Ball's handed off straight ahead. That's number 29.
Quick hitter up the middle, and once again, Cape Henlopen, with this offense, I mean, it's simple, but it's got so many moving parts. And one of the things that leaves the Buccaneer defense susceptible is that they tenderize them up the middle, and then it leaves them susceptible, even perhaps gullible, to the long pass outside or to the or deep down the field.
It's going to bring up a 3rd down and long. First down markers at about the 48-yard line. Expect a blitz. Scott back to pass. He's under pressure. Short pass. And it's way short of the first down marker. Caught by number 29.
Well, I know the Buccaneer team hasn't given up, and I know the fans haven't given up, because they were pounding the stadium with their feet, clapping with their hands, waving their arms, and cheering on their defense. And they are rewarded now as the Vikings will punt to the Buccaneers.
Deep men for Milford, standing at about his own 35-yard line. And that's Vance Daniels, the senior.
Low punt.
It's a low punt. It's going to take a cape bounce. Daniels has to backpedal. Going to be at that 25-yard line. As Daniels just let it continue to roll. 2 minutes, 55 seconds before halftime. 21-6 is the score. As Scott and Coach Collick, that was a safe play on third down and about a mile. First down would have been about that 48-yard line, so they didn't want their second turnover of the game. So now you punt it, and Milford still back at about that 25-yard line. They have a lot to go. They want to score some points before halftime, 21-6.
Pretty savvy
as they
move.
Trail.
Very savvy move by the Vikings to play it safe, punt it down the field, and make it a game of possessions.
Make that 4 wide receiver set. 3 wide receivers stacked up on this near side, 1 on the far, and it's a high pass in the area of 3 Cape and Henlopen Viking defenders. I'm not really sure why Davis threw that in traffic.
You know, if I were to just offer a little bit of a consultation, I would encourage him to wait and not rush it. Sometimes by slowing things down and just waiting, you give a play an opportunity to develop. That's one of the things about football or even basketball. It's not about sometimes how fast something is done. It's really more about how well a play is executed.
That's a great point, John. 2:51 before halftime, 21-6. Second down and long. First down at about that 35-yard line. And incomplete. It's going to bring up third down and long. As the offensive line is not protecting Davis. Incomplete pass. 2:47 before halftime, 21-6. And Coach Mike Tack wants to try to add some points before halftime. Man in motion. That's Daniels. Pitch to Daniels. He's still on his feet.
He broke a tackle.
A couple tackles. He's at the 40. 45-yard line. And first down for the Milford Bucks, and that's what they needed. 2:37 before halftime, 21-6.
And a clean play too, Anthony. And so far, seems like on a lot of those really long plays, with the exception of the first scoring pass, there has been some kind of an infraction. So it's good to see that the Buccaneers were able to capitalize on a nice long play, get a first down, and still have a glimmer of hope to score before the half expires.
It's a first down and 10. Ball at the 44-yard line of the Bucks. Shotgun formation. It's handed off on the near side, and that's Octavian Wilson. And he's knocked down by a swarm of Cape defenders. Justin Lopez, one of them. Two minutes remaining before halftime, 21-6. Second down and about 12. Davis, shotgun, 3 wide receivers, picked off at the 45-yard line. 50, 45, 40. Still on his feet.
There's a flag on the play, however.
Left side, and he goes in, but there's a Milford Buck down at about the 35-yard line. And that's where the penalty, or where the flag is. See, that penalty is probably around that area. And Cole Davis was down on the turf, and he's limping to the sideline.
And Coach Collick, body language says it all. Hands on top of his head, pacing back and forth. And I would pay for the unedited halftime speech and sell it for lots and lots of copies.
And we also had a Cape Viking injured player, Jason Hernandez, the senior defensive back. He had to be carried off to the Cape Viking sideline as Davis was shaken up on the play. And now that's change of field position, because instead of Cape all the way down for a touchdown, instead those points are taken off the scoreboard. Now Milford is in Cape Viking territory at about the 40-yard line, and Cape wants to take a timeout to kind of talk things over.
Speaking of talking things over, I would imagine that Coach Tack's halftime speech would also make the bestseller list. They're going to be mighty motivated, these coaches. There's going to be lots of strategies, lots of encouraging, and as it is opening night for football, a sense of hopefulness for both teams in this non-conference contest.
And coming up at halftime, you want to stay tuned.
Why? What's happening, Anthony?
We're going to continue to mention it. It's the one-on-one interview that you do not want to miss with the former All-American University of Delaware quarterback and 2002 MVP for the Oakland Raiders. They lost that Super Bowl to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers to the former head coach, John Gruden.
Look at there. Oh, you are a statistician, a gentleman, and a scholar. Now, speaking of that, I'll probably be slanting the entire time. I will be S, sitting up, L, leaning ahead, A, paying attention, and N, nodding my head, and I will be tracking you as you speak all the way through that entire interview.
And also, we'll have a couple scores for you as Indian River and Stephen Decatur at halftime. And also Dover is at halftime.
Anthony, I don't know who you know, but you always seem to get the hookup.
Been very blessed. 1:25 to go before halftime on a 1st down and 10. And that was handed off to Vance Daniels on the near side, near another 1st down. I believe he got out of bounds.
He did get out of bounds, and he stopped the clock, so that was a smart play.
And it's a 2nd down and short. He did not get the spot. And you have number 8 as the quarterback, James Powell in for Davis. No, excuse me, make that Vance Daniels. And he throws the ball incomplete as he threw that out of bounds. That was the Cape sidelines. Go ahead there, John.
Well, still, fortunately for the Buccaneers, the clock stops, so it still gives them 1 minute and 16 seconds to try to get some points out of this, whether they get close enough to kick a field goal, and those snaps have been problematic, or whether they can find pay dirt.
And James Powell, he was the wide receiver on that play. He's also a quarterback, thought he was going to line up. Instead, the last minute, it was Daniels trying to deceive the defense for the Cape Vikings. Minute 16 left before halftime. 3rd down, 21-6. Vance Daniels, shotgun formation. Parker, the wide receiver on the near side, and he is sacked, Vance Daniels, as he was looking to his left, but Cape brought the pressure, and they could not convert on a key 3rd down.
Well, unfortunately, the offensive line is as porous as a dollar store sponge right now. I mean, it is still early in the season, but they'll need to tighten up those gaps because they've got the pieces and they've got the coaching.
And Milford's going to have to punt it away. The punter standing back at his own 48-yard line. Deep man for Cape at about his 10. 37.5 seconds before halftime.
I would say the most important thing right now in this particular exchange is a safe snap to the punter. It's got to start there. And they're close enough. These ball players are skilled enough. If they can just get it to the punter, I'm sure he'll be able to punt it, and they might be able to take advantage of some good key field position. Hey, man, it's almost halftime. What's happening?
We're going to have the Indian River Stephen Decatur scoring update.
Oh, yeah, I'm looking forward to that. But that's not the highlight.
No, it's not. It's the one-on-one with Rich Gannon. It's pretty big.
You teased me. You started off talking about the updates, and they're big. But I'm telling you what.
It'll be almost, I think, the 5th time that I've interviewed Rich Gannon. Just a nice guy taking time out of his busy schedule from CBS and Sirius Radio to do an interview with me.
Got me
That's pretty special.
I'm happier than a 3rd grader on the last day of school.
What a nice guy. Coming out of the timeout. It's a 4th down and long. Milford has to punt it.
That was a beautiful snap.
The 50, it's a high kick. Short kick. It's going to take a Milford Buck bounce. About that 6-yard line, inside the 10-yard line.
Anthony, I figured I was going to wait and gather enough data. I've seen the ball players stop the ball while it seemed like it was still moving, and I'm not sure whether or not they are making a decision as to whether or not to try to stop it so that they can stop the clock, or whether it's just antsy. What do you think's going on out there?
It's just young kids, and we'll leave it at that. 25.6 seconds before halftime. It's the season opener on CatchItLive.com and Hot Country 107.7. All season long, even including the playoffs.
We're very thankful that they are able to host us. And here we are with CatchItLive.com.
22 seconds. And Scott takes the knee. Bill Colick, a class act, didn't want to try to pile up any more points. And that's going to do it at the end of the 2nd quarter. Cape Vikings 21, the Milford Bucks 6. You're listening to CatchItLive.com and Hot Country 107.7. We'll be back after this with a big interview. Rich Gannon. Is Del One Federal Credit Union? If you live in Delaware, the answer is yes. All Delaware residents can become a member of Del One. Call us at 302-739-4496 or stop by any of our convenient branch locations throughout Delaware to find out how. Visit del-one.org for more information on the amazing benefits Del One Federal Credit Union has to offer. Become a member today. Conditions and restrictions apply. Equal opportunity lender. Deposits are federally insured by NCUA.
Got metal? Get it to Fitzgerald Salvage and Recycling. Fitzgerald's pays you cash. Fitzgerald Salvage and Recycling is environmentally friendly and helping to keep Delmarva clean and green by recycling. So bring your copper, aluminum, and brass, stainless steel, wire, lead, light iron, heavy steel, tractors, farm equipment, lawnmowers, and appliances, barbecue grills, aluminum cans, even cars and trucks. Fitzgerald's is local and family-owned since 1935. Jesus recycles people. Fitzgerald's recycles cars.
It'd sure be nice to get out of the house, get a change of scenery, and try the wonderful atmosphere and home-style food of Smith's Family Restaurant. We'll treat you like you're coming to our house. We're known for great seafood, the best beef and chicken dumplings around, and you've got to try the homemade sweet potato biscuits and homemade rolls. A great place to eat anytime, 7 days a week for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Smith's Family Restaurant. It's worth the drive to eat at Smith's on Route 13 in Greenwood. Call 349-5114.
I'm Gary Rhodes from Milford Southern States. Expect nothing less than a superior performance day when using a Mahindra tractor. The Mahindra tractor can lift heavy loads, and with its cast iron chassis, it provides traction, stability, and control. At Milford Southern States, we feature a full line of Mahindra tractors, including the 3616 four-wheel drive that can carry firewood, dirt, manure, and also clear away snow. It also comes with a deluxe suspension and an easy access fuel tank. Call us at Milford Southern States, 422-8066. Farmer owned since 1923.
When severe weather strikes, a Generac generator from Satterfield & Ryan will keep your home running smoothly and your family safe and secure. Satterfield & Ryan is Delaware's only elite power pro dealer, providing professional sales, superior service, and quality repairs. Satterfield & Ryan in Milford, online at delawaregenerators.net. Call 302-422-4919. Satterfield & Ryan. Get the job done right the first time.
and you're listening to Friday Night Under the Lights on CatchItLive.com and Hot Country 107.7. Just glad to have it back live on the radio, and you want to make sure you tune in next week to hear the game in its entirety, as you can hear it on CatchItLive.com and hear this excitement between the Cape Vikings and the Milford Bucks. And also, you're going to get to hear this interview that we're getting ready to play right now. It's the one-on-one with Rich Gannon, who now lives in Minnesota, and a CBS game analyst, taking time out of his busy schedule to do the one-on-one interview. And now here it is. I'd like to welcome in my special guest, Rich Gannon, who's the former Blue Hen All-American and former MVP of the Oakland Raiders. Thanks, Rich, for taking the time.
Hey, it's my pleasure. It's an exciting time of the year. It's preseason football is just concluding. We're getting ready to start the NFL season on Thursday night, and, of course, college football is well underway.
I want to first talk about Joe Flacco and the Baltimore Ravens. Flacco last year threw for a career-high 3,817 yards, including 22 touchdowns, just threw 10 interceptions, and collected the Super Bowl MVP honors in their 34-31 win over the 49ers at the Superdome in New Orleans. How proud are you of Flacco's accomplishments?
Well, I'm extremely proud, not only as a former Blue Hen, but as a friend of Joe's. I just thought he was terrific last year, and particularly in light of what happened. I mean, it was such an unusual year where they lost 3 of the last 4 games. They replaced the offensive coordinator, Cam Cameron, with Jim Caldwell late in the season. And, Joe really never missed a beat. He took such good care of the football in the postseason, made some big-time throws, and he just seemed to play his best when it mattered the most. And, I think the thing that's so impressive about Joe is his poise under pressure. And I just, it really has the uncanny ability to focus in and make good decisions when it matters the most. And I think the other thing that he's probably most proud of, aside from the fact that he's a Super Bowl MVP and a world champion, is the fact that for 5 straight seasons now, he's had the good fortune of directing his team to the postseason. Not a lot of quarterbacks can say that in their first 5 seasons.
In the Super Bowl, Rich, against the San Francisco 49ers, what play stood out the most in your mind?
I think the early touchdown to Anquan Bolden. I just think he got off to a good start. I think that's always important in a game like that. But, I don't know if there's any one play. I just thought he just really showed great poise. Again, you know how important ball security is in any game, but particularly in a playoff game. And he just, again, 11 touchdowns, no interceptions in the postseason. To me, that was probably the most important and most impressive statistic.
What are the chances that the Baltimore Ravens can become the first NFL team to win back-to-back titles since New England back in 2005, especially without Ray Lewis, Anquan Bolden, and Ed Reed?
Well, it's certainly possible, although I would say in today's game with free agency and such, it's really hard because each year you're starting over. You mentioned a number of key contributors are no longer there. You not only lose their production on the field, but their leadership, their toughness, their experience. I think that more of that responsibility is going to fall on Joe now, and I think he's certainly capable. But it's a tough division, it's a tough conference. We know that, and I'm curious to see how he does.
Now, the Ravens invested a number 1 draft pick in the former Florida safety, Matt Elam. What are your thoughts on the addition of Elam?
Well, I like what they've done, and I just think that, you got to give Ozzie Newsome and John Harbaugh a lot of credit. I mean, they've got a draft and develop philosophy. I think they're very particular when it comes to free agency, if there's a guy that fits. But other than that, they're going to try and make good decisions for the football team, and so far so good for the Baltimore Ravens.
Now, the Cincinnati Bengals, Tyler Eifert from Notre Dame was drafted 20th overall, Giovanni Bernard in the 2nd round, and Margus Hunt was some of the selections made from the Cincinnati Bengals. They were voted from the media as the NFL draft winners. Do you agree?
Well, I think they've done a nice job. I don't know. It's so hard to tell, who the draft winners are until it's all said and done. You see how it all shakes out. I think they've done a nice job there. I think they've got some good young players that will contribute offensively. You look at, they already got a Pro Bowl tight end in Jermaine Gresham, who went to a Pro Bowl a couple of years ago. So I really like Eifert and what he can do in terms of Jay Gruden's ability to put 2 tight ends on the field. I also like Giovanni Bernard, who's a much different back than what they already have in Ben Jarvis, Green Ellis. He brings, the explosiveness, the big playability to an offense that needs that at the running back position.
Who are the teams that you think will advance to this year's Super Bowl at MetLife Stadium?
Well, again, it's so hard to predict. I would tell you that I think Atlanta is a team that's got a really good chance in the NFC. They got a veteran quarterback who's been really outstanding in his first 5 seasons as well. I like the Denver Broncos and the New England Patriots to go head-to-head in the AFC Championship game. I just think that talking about the best quarterbacks in the business and Brady and Manning, and I think Denver's helped themselves defensively. I keep an eye on Denver in the West.
Were you surprised that Tim Tebow was cut from New England?
No, I really wasn't. I love Tim Tebow. I think he's a fine young man. But in order to survive in this league at the quarterback position, you've got to be an accurate passer, and he's really struggled in that area. It just hasn't worked out. And my sense is if he really wants to play, he ought to go to Canada or to another league. I just don't think he's going to get that opportunity in the NFL.
Do you think Christian Ponder will lead the Minnesota Vikings to a Super Bowl?
I don't know. I think that they tried to improve the talent around him. They went out and got Greg Jennings. They went out and got Cordarrelle Patterson to help him in terms of the passing game. But I don't know that he's ever going to be. He's certainly not going to be an Aaron Rodgers type player. He's more of a system quarterback. I think that can play well if the talent around him is playing well in terms of the running game and the receivers and tight end. They've got a good offensive line, which is a good start for a young quarterback like that. But I'm not convinced that he's ever going to be a perennial Pro Bowler.
Now, you live in Minnesota. What are your thoughts on the Minnesota Vikings' new stadium, which will seat 65,000 and contain the largest clear roof in the country?
Well, I'm excited. I think it's time for a new stadium up here. I think that certainly the fans up here in Minnesota are excited, and you look at the current situation. The Metrodome is one of the worst facilities in football. The Vikings plan on playing outside at the University of Minnesota Stadium until the new facility is completed. But hey, the owner and the league have committed almost $500 million to getting this thing built, and I'm excited to see that it's going to get done, and it needs to get done soon.
Do you think with this new stadium it will help their chances of bringing a Super Bowl to Minnesota?
Well, it can't hurt, but I don't think a stadium has a lot to do with it. I think it's the players, it's the coaching, it's the system. It's the leadership on that team, and I think the only thing I would say about the Minnesota Vikings is we're a 10-6 team a year ago, coming off of a 3-13 season the year before. I think I think they surprised a lot of people, including themselves. I just don't know about their chances this year in the division. I think Chicago was 10-6 last year, and they fired their head coach. I think it's going to be hard for the Vikings to make the postseason.
Okay, thanks, Rich. I really appreciate you taking the time. I'd like to thank my special guest, Rich Gannon, who's a game analyst for the NFL on CBS, a co-host on Sirius Radio, and a co-host on the weekly show, NFL Monday Quarterback, on the CBS network. I'm very appreciative that Rich took some time out of his busy schedule to do the one-on-one interview. We're going to take another time out as you're listening to Friday Night Under the Lights on CatchItLive.com and Hot Country 107.7 FM. We'll be back after this.
Jim Weller here, and if you need a trailer, give me a call. Open and closed, new, used, rusty, dusty, whatever. If you need a used trailer, give me a call. Got a used trailer you want to sell? Give me a call. Want to talk turkey? Give me a call. We look forward to hearing from you.
Hey folks, Colin Walls here for Wall Service Center. Have you turned your car's AC on only to find out it's blowing hot air? Are you tired of the quick fix that only lasts a couple of days? If so, come see me at Wall Service Center. Wall Service Center has been automotive air conditioning specialist for over 50 years. Stop in. We're located on Northeast Front Street in downtown Milford, or give us a call. 422-8110.
Hey everybody, Jim Weller here from Wellers in Bridgeville, and today let's talk about carports. different roof styles, colors, shapes, sizes, lengths, widths, and so on. If you need a carport, call Wellers today. They include free delivery and setup right to your yard. Give me a call today.
Catch it live streaming of your events in high-definition video to anywhere in the world. Call Jim at 337-7300, 337-7300, 337-7300. No event too small.
I'm Gary Rhodes from Milford Southern States. Expect nothing less than a superior performance day when using a Mahindra tractor. The Mahindra tractor can lift heavy loads, and with its cast iron chassis, it provides traction, stability, and control. At Milford Southern States, we feature a full line of Mahindra tractors, including the 3616 four-wheel drive that can carry firewood, dirt, manure, and also clear away snow. It also comes with a deluxe suspension and an easy access fuel tank. Call us at Milford Southern States, 422-8066. Farmer owned since 1923.
It'd sure be nice to get out of the house, get a change of scenery, and try the wonderful atmosphere and home-style food of Smith's Family Restaurant. We'll treat you like you're coming to our house. We're known for great seafood, the best beef and chicken dumplings around, and you've got to try the homemade sweet potato biscuits and homemade rolls. A great place to eat anytime, 7 days a week for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Smith's Family Restaurant. It's worth the drive to eat at Smith's on Route 13 in Greenwood. Call 349-5114.
When severe weather strikes, a Generac generator from Satterfield and Ryan will keep your home running smoothly and your family safe and secure. Satterfield and Ryan is Delaware's only elite power pro dealer, providing professional sales, superior service, and quality repairs. Satterfield and Ryan in Milford, online at delawaregenerators.net. Call 302-422-4919. Satterfield and Ryan. Get the job done right the first time.
Do you have metal? Get it to Fitzgerald Salvage and Recycling. Fitzgerald's pays you cash. Fitzgerald's will pick up your unwanted vehicles and will buy your car or lawnmower batteries. If it's made of metal, Fitzgerald's pays cash and recycles it, which helps the environment. Fitzgerald's will also pick up and deliver roll-off dumpsters, and they accept electronics too, including cell phones and computers. Fitzgerald's is local and family-owned since 1935. Go to fitzgeraldsonline.com or find us on Facebook.
Is Del One Federal Credit Union right for you? If you live in Delaware, the answer is yes. All Delaware residents can become a member of Del One. Call us at 302-739-4496 or stop by any of our convenient branch locations throughout Delaware to find out how. Visit del-one.org for more information on the amazing benefits Del One Federal Credit Union has to offer. Become a member today. Conditions and restrictions apply. Equal opportunity lender. Deposits are federally insured by NCUA.
This game is being brought to you by Del One Federal Credit Union, Delaware Electric Co-op, Fitzgerald Salvage and Recycling, Milford Southern States, Smith's Family Restaurant, and Satterfield and Ryan.
And welcome back. We're live in Milford. And we're at halftime as the Cape Vikings 21, Milford 6. And at halftime, before the break, it's my one-on-one interview with Rich Gannon. John, what did you think?
It was a good interview. It was an intimate interview, and you did your homework. You asked lots of detailed questions, and that's the kind of thing that makes fans like us tune in.
And he's a friend of Joe Flacco, which everybody loves Joe, but I will tell you, well, there is probably one team that doesn't, the Denver Broncos, as last night they sacked Joe Flacco, and it was a rough outing for him as they lost.
Yeah, but I don't want to speed past the fact that there was, it was pretty neat seeing the fact that not only was there a University of Delaware quarterback out there, but the center as well. And it lets you know that the center is a very important position, and if a good quality center is worth every penny.
Now on Sunday, Rich Gannon will be broadcasting the Oakland Raiders Indianapolis Colt game.
That's going to be a big game, a tough game. Similar to the two teams we're watching tonight. There's not a lot of highway distance between those two teams, so they're quite a rivalry.
Since we're at halftime, there's another game at halftime. Stephen Decatur 14, Indian River 0, and that is surprising.
That is
as
surprising.
Indian River was expected to win this game pretty easily.
Well, you know, they are always a load on the offensive end of the ball. They've got, you know, a big wealth of talent down there at the southern tip of the state. So it is surprising that Stephen Decatur is off to an early lead.
And you have a scoring update.
Yes, I do. Dover is off to a good start. They're beating Urbana 16-14 at halftime. And speaking of Dover, did I see your friend out here coaching on the sideline, your old friend?
Yes, the former head coach for the Dover Senators, Carlton Brown. Now he's the linebacker coach for Coach Mike Tack. They're friends, and when he decided to step down, talking about Coach Brown, Mike Tack decided that he wanted his leadership and experience. And Coach Brown was happy to oblige and join the coaching staff, because as a head coach, it was just very demanding, and there are some personal issues that he needs time to be able to deal with.
Well, the Buccaneers are the recipients of someone who has the expertise and the vision as someone who has had to sit in the head coach seat. But yet, he gets the benefit from being able to be a guide by the side, a sage, if you will, a concierge, perhaps, or even a consigliere to the coach. So kudos to Coach Tack, too, for bringing in someone, because oftentimes it is difficult for someone who is in a leadership position to bring in someone who might look like a threat. He is so smart and savvy to bring in someone as smart as Coach Brown and add him to his staff.
And the new head coach taking over for Carlton Brown, Dante Jones, in his first season. And he has a lot of talent. Starting quarterback, he's a senior. Last year he was a linebacker and punter, and he did everything for Coach Carlton Brown. Starting quarterback, Nick Spadafino, and you know a lot about the Spadafino family.
Yes, I do. A big smile rushes across my face and the joy that rushes through my cheek. You know, as a 23-year-old head basketball coach at Holy Cross High School, Nick's aunt, Lisa Spadafino, was a scrappy basketball player. And I do remember Spadafino, Big Spad, not only as a great football player, but he was known for knocking balls all the way out into the street, playing over there at the park over by the Sale.
Now we're going to take a brief timeout before kickoff to start the third quarter between the Cape Vikings and the Milford Bucks. You're listening to Friday Night Under the Lights on CatchItLive.com and Hot Country 107.7 FM. Is Del One Federal Credit Union right for you? If you live in Delaware, the answer is yes. All Delaware residents can become a member of Del One. Call us at 302-739-4496 or stop by any of our convenient branch locations throughout Delaware to find out how. Visit del-one.org for more information on the amazing benefits Del One Federal Credit Union has to offer. Become a member today. Conditions and restrictions apply. Equal opportunity lender. Deposits are federally insured by NCUA. And we're back live in Milford. Still at halftime. Hall of Fame night for the Milford Bucks. The home opener, season opener. All in one as the Milford Bucks come back onto the field. As the Cape Vikings still in the huddle with Coach Bill Collick. What did you think of Coach Collick and the Cape Vikings end the first half?
I thought they played a very good game, solid game, and they were a threat both on the inside and downfield. Coach Collick, runs a nice, simple setup, but there's so many intricate moving parts, and for a defensive team to try to keep up with that and try to wonder where the ball is, it becomes a tall task to try to tackle.
Now, coming up after the game is the Delaware Electric Player of the Game. Any favorites at this point?
I'm going to reserve my judgment, but I tell you what, I have seen some pretty exciting offensive play. There are a couple of ball players that are standing out. I see some very good hitting and some pretty good running. I like the running back on the Cape Henlopen side because I like how he churns his feet.
Justin Lopez, 2 touchdowns.
Yes, I do like Lopez out there.
And I will say my leading candidate, if the score holds true, is Justin Lopez.
Okay. Well, there's still.
But Tavon Scott is right behind in second.
Yeah, you know, it all starts with the quarterback, and he is running a nice, clean offense.
It starts with the quarterback and ends with the quarterback. From the high school to the collegiate to the NFL. That's why Joe Flacco got $120 million.
Ooh, I tell you, that is a lot of simoleons. And you know what? You talked to another quarterback, too. Rich Gannon. I know you love the pregnant pause, too, right there, but that was a rhetorical pause.
I talked to somebody else, and I'm like, I didn't want to reveal that yet. You're a mess. Oh, goodness.
But thank you for that. And, you know, once again, I do appreciate not only the interview, but Delaware is, it's a small, close-knit state. So, people get a chance to bump into one another. And even if you haven't even met Rich Gannon personally, or Joe Flacco for that matter, as a person who lives in Delaware, we just feel like we know them. That's why we all feel like we know the vice president. That's all why we feel like we know the governor. That's why everyone felt like they knew Ruth Ann. It is no small wonder.
That's for sure. Even in the small state, I've been very fortunate to interview some big names. Joe Flacco, Jimmy Johnson, Jeff Gordon.
That's right. I bet you raced over there to interview him.
And getting back to the action to start the third quarter. Milford getting ready to kick it off. They trail 21-6. Number 18 getting ready to kick it off the tee, Tyke Harris. Deep men for the Cape Vikings, standing about their 18-yard line. Harris, it's a high kick. It's a deep kick.
A booming kick.
And it bounces in the end zone for a touchback.
Anthony, I know the rule's been in effect for a while, but how do you feel about the automatic touchback when you kick it far enough back and then the referees indicate that it's a dead ball and it'll come out to the 20? How do you feel about that? Do you think that
I like it because it awards a very strong leg. And in high school, you don't have a lot of good high school kickers. So when that occurs, you really have to applaud them. And that's a deep threat and an asset for Coach Mike Tack. Just underway in the third quarter, Tavon Scott hands it off, and that's near another first down for the ball carrier. And that's number 29. And that was enough for a first down. First down and 10 at the 30-yard line. Two running backs in the backfield. Scott hands it off. And near another first down, moving the chains early into third quarter. And a Milford Buck player down on the turf.
It's no wonder that the Milford defense has grown a little bit weary. Unlike passing, when one runs against the team and with the constant pounding and the linemen banging against one another and the clock continuing to move, it is a fatiguing prospect out there. Now there is a player down on the field, and once again, you'll see how disciplined the ball players are. They'll all take a knee, and they'll allow the officials, the coach, and the trainers to tend to the fallen ball player to try to make sure that he safely returns to the sideline and gets ready to return to the contest. And
that's another injury timeout. and we're going to take a brief break.
Jim Weller here, and if you need a trailer, give me a call. Open and closed, new, used, rusty, dusty, whatever. If you need a used trailer, give me a call. Got a used trailer you want to sell? Give me a call. Want to talk turkey? Give me a call. We look forward to hearing from you.
Hey folks, Colin Walls here for Wall Service Center. Have you turned your car's AC on only to find out it's blowing hot air? Are you tired of the quick fix that only lasts a couple of days? If so, come see me at Wall Service Center. Wall Service Center has been automotive air conditioning specialist for over 50 years. Stop in. We're located on Northeast Front Street in downtown Milford, or give us a call. 422-8110.
Hey everybody, Jim Weller here from Wellers in Bridgeville, and today let's talk about carports. Different roof styles, colors, shapes, sizes, lengths, widths, and so on. If you need a carport, call Wellers today. They include free delivery and setup right to your yard. Give me a call today.
Catch it live streaming of your events in high-definition video to anywhere in the world. Call Jim at 337-7300, 337-7300, 337-7300. No event too small.
Is Del One Federal Credit Union right for you? If you live in Delaware, the answer is yes. All Delaware residents can become a member of Del One. Call us at 302-739-4496 or stop by any of our convenient branch locations throughout Delaware to find out how. Visit del-one.org for more information on the amazing benefits Del One Federal Credit Union has to offer. Become a member today. Conditions and restrictions apply. Equal opportunity lender. Deposits are federally insured by NCUA.
Got metal? Get it to Fitzgerald Salvage and Recycling. Fitzgerald's pays you cash. Fitzgerald Salvage and Recycling is environmentally friendly and helping to keep Delmarva clean and green by recycling. So bring your copper, aluminum, and brass, stainless steel, wire, lead, light iron, heavy steel, tractors, farm equipment, lawnmowers, and appliances, barbecue grills, aluminum cans, even cars and trucks. Fitzgerald's is local and family-owned since 1935. Jesus recycles people. Fitzgerald's recycles cars.
It'd sure be nice to get out of the house, get a change of scenery, and try the wonderful atmosphere and home-style food of Smith's Family Restaurant. We'll treat you like you're coming to our house. We're known for great seafood, the best beef and chicken dumplings around, and you've got to try the homemade sweet potato biscuits and homemade rolls. A great place to eat anytime, 7 days a week for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Smith's Family Restaurant. It's worth the drive to eat at Smith's on Route 13 in Greenwood. Call 349-5114.
And we're back live in Milford. Avon Scott under center. Has a lot of shuffling going on.
It looks like they're trying to reset themselves. I'm not sure whether there was just a little bit of miscommunication. Thankfully, number 51, Michael Holstein, the sophomore linebacker, was able to leave the field under his own power.
Scott hands it off. First down and 10. Breaks another tackle to about that 45-yard line of the Buccaneers. Once again, Justin Lopez.
Yes, he is a good-looking running back. And anytime you can tenderize him up the middle, it really leaves the defense vulnerable. Clock is still moving, 11 minutes remaining in the third quarter.
Milford 6, Cape 21. First down and 10 at the 45-yard line. Scott under center, hands it off, straight ahead. 8 or 9 yard gain near another first down. And it's going to bring up a second down and short as Tom Ott on the offensive line doing an outstanding job creating space for Lopez. Scott, second down and short under center, hands it off. Minimal gain. Close to a first down marker. Depends on the spot. Coach Tack instructing his defense. 9:56, third quarter, 21-6 is the score.
It's third down and just shy of the first down. And you're right, the Cape offensive line looks like a syncopated rhythm. They are getting off the ball and they're snapping and they're moving in unison with precision, and that is really what is creating the holes. It's not such a size differential. It's really about execution.
Third down is short. Scott hands it off once again, and they got enough for the first down by that 29-yard line of the Buccaneers, and that's a 5-yard gain. Last effort by the ball carrier. Got the additional yardage. 9:21 third quarter, 21-6. You were talking about earlier about the yak yards and how important they are.
Oh, they're very important. I mean, you know, after you get hit, after you get the ball in your hands, if you can keep it moving, keep those legs churning, those are what we call those determination yards.
First down and 10 at the 29. Scott rolls to his right under pressure. He better release it, and he does not, and he takes the sack. Number 48, Sean Snowden. And that's a familiar face, and I know because you cover basketball.
Yes, indeed.
He was a freshman for Coach B.J. Joseph, got some playing time.
And once again, basketball, the versatile sport, translates. You get a good basketball player, you get a good soccer player. They've got the feet, the stamina, the energy to make it happen.
Second down and long. Scott back to pass. He airs it out. In and out of the hands of the intended wide receiver, number 11, and that's the tight end, Andrew Grau. He had to leap up in between two defenders and almost came away with it. Almost like Randy Moss used to do back in the day with the Minnesota Vikings.
He'd snatch one right out of your hands, but credit goes out to the Milford defender who was able to whap it down. A lot of times people try to make spectacular plays, but the most important thing is just keep the other team from advancing the ball. He kept it simple.
Third down and long. Scott under center. Lopez man in motion. Sainez, the ball carrier, way short of the first down marker.
Oh,
but a big gain.
A huge gain, and he's certainly piquing my interest as someone who might be eligible for some post-game honors.
Coming up after the game, the Delaware Electric Player of the Game. It's going to be a tough decision. 7:45, third quarter, 21-6. And it's a fourth down and about 7. Coach Collick's going to go for it. Scott back to pass, rolls to his right. He's got a man near the end zone. Looked like it was picked off by Milford. And he did. Officials trying to make sure that it did not hit the turf. What a big play.
That pick energized the team, and just when the entire Milford crowd seemed to have a flat affect, the big interception energizing the crowd, and once again, as long as there's time, there's hope. But what a precarious position. It is first down and first and 10, and they're on, looks like it's about the 1.
7:24, third quarter. Milford 6, Cape 21. About at the 1-yard line. Vance Daniels, still the quarterback, as Cole Davis still has to be injured. And that's a timeout, believed by Coach Mike Tack. We're going to keep it right here. We're going to preview next week's game, John, as you will be my broadcast partner once again. Live in Camden, the Caesar Rodney Riders taking on the Middletown Cavaliers in week number 2, Friday night under the lights. 7 o'clock start time, the Del One pregame show.
This game is going to be a chess match. You've got two powerhouse teams and just a little bit of history. We're talking about schools that have, well, Cesar Rodney has been known to have up to 2,500. And I was working at Middletown High School when we had 2,300 students safely matriculating through a school only built for 1,700. But when you have that many athletes to choose from, you can get the very best of the pieces and parts and put together quite a prize.
Now, John, you're an assistant principal for Moyer Academy.
That's right. The baby bird is back in the game. And kind of like Coach Brown, I've had an opportunity to see what it looks like from the big chair, and I get a chance to help out.
It's a first down and 10 at the 1 yard line. Handed off to Octavian Wilson on that far side. Minimal gain as Vance Daniels trying to operate the offense. Is Cole Davis injured?
Well,
as Daniels the backup, and he's the veteran senior, not missing a beat with Daniels.
Well, but a risky play, you know, maybe high risk, high reward, but a backwards pitch where you're pitching one back in the back of the end zone the first game takes an awful lot of courage.
Second down and long, about that 2 yard line. Handed off tackle. Another small gain.
Yeah, that small gain. It looks like they're at least trying to get themselves enough room to be able to safely punt. However, it does become a little bit hazardous. They've struggled with the punt because they've struggled with the snaps. And when they're in that position, the punter has to be careful not to step out of bounds for the automatic safety. So what a challenging position the Bucs are in. Looks like it's 3rd down and 9 to go with the ball still on somewhere between the 1 and the 2.
And Coach Mike Tack has a very tough and difficult decision. 3rd down and long. The first down marker at about that 11 yard line. Vance Daniels has a long way to go in the shotgun formation. And now he moves up behind center. Kate, looks like they want to blitz. It's a short pass. Screen to number 18. Near the 10 yard line. He's close to the first down, but it's going to bring up 4th down, and I don't think you take a chance.
No, but you do give yourselves the much needed real estate to try to get yourself a safer punt. And still remember, there's time in the game, so if they can turn this into a little bit of a game of field position and maybe get a couple of lucky breaks on defense, remember, even though it's a non-conference game, these two districts are neighboring districts, so they're always looking to win no matter what.
I'll tell you why Octavian Wilson got the pitch from Daniels a while ago when it was at the 1 yard line. Andrew Marshall was the offensive tackle on that side. That's why they did that.
Oh, decided to run right behind the big guy.
4th down and short. A high kick. Going to take a Milford bounce at about that 49 yard line of the Vikings. And that's where Cape will take over. 1st down and 10. Tavon Scott. He has to be elated because you come from Lake Forest. You're competing for the starting position. And he's a gifted athlete.
He is.
And you start for a Cape team that last year made the playoffs. They lost in the first round to St. Mark's, 21-7. High expectations this year for Coach Bill Collick.
He played for a great coach last year, too, Coach Freddie Johnson.
You're right there. Ball's handed off. Justin Lopez, 30 yard line, 25, 20. Still on his feet. Down about that 18 yard line.
I mean, he's spinning like a top, and he's got the balance of a gyroscope. I mean, they whistled the ball dead, but in Sandlot football, he's still running.
4:23 third quarter, 21-6 is the score. Coach Bill Collick and his Cape Vikings on top. Scott under center, 2 running backs in the backfield. Hand it off, straight ahead. Believe that's Lopez. Running for the end zone, and he gets in, muscles his way.
And he is as steady as a metronome. You can count on him just as readily as you can count on the sun coming up in the morning. Here he is just marching down the field at will, and they put up another 6.
It was Sainez. It looked like as they were bunched up in the backfield that it was going to be Lopez. Instead, Sainez, and Milford was confused.
Tell you what, Sainez has, if I could begin to disclose, he's really been someone that's gotten my attention. I just like the steady play. I mean, he's not flashy, but he's reliable.
Extra point, no good again from Cape. The score 27-6 over the Milford Bucks.
I would have to say that some of the challenges that they're seeing on the special teams is got to be undoubtedly the result of it being early in the season and those teams not having spent the same amount of time on special teams as they have on other components of the team play.
I'm Anthony Joseph, my broadcast partner, John Martin. You're listening to Friday Night Under the Lights on CatchItLive.com and also Hot Country 107.7 FM. And Cape getting ready to kick it off from the 40-yard line. Milford deep, standing at their own 5-yard line. I believe that's Daniels and Martinez. It's a high kick. Martinez retrieves it. Then he drops it at the 10, picks it up 15, 20, 25, 30, knocked out of bounds. Nice solid run after he had difficulty.
And you know what, Anthony? We talked about this last season. Whenever there's a bobbled ball on an extra, or like on a kickoff or a punt, it is just as problematic for the defending team as it is for the offensive team, because sometimes once the ball hits, people forget what their assignments are, and it leaves them vulnerable for a big play.
Now, John, fans can listen to the game next week on CatchItLive.com, and they can hear the one-on-one interview again with Rich Gannon.
The power of technology.
First down and 10. Davis back in the game. I formation. It's handed off. Straight ahead running.
Anthony, I mean, if I were someone out there that loved Delaware football, I would certainly tune in to CatchItLive.com to replay some of this exciting action, hear a little bit about hear more about one of Delaware's favorites, Rich Gannon, and hear him talk about another Delaware son, Joe Flacco.
Second down and long, I formation. Davis under center. Stoppage of play. I believe that's the lay of game against the Buccaneers, and it is. Take another 5 yards off.
Yeah, I would certainly use any one of these electronic devices. I'd use an iPad. I'd use my cell phone. I'd go right on my old-fashioned desktop. But most of all, I'd make sure that I got a chance to relive the excitement from tonight.
And you can go back and hear the Glenn Stevenson interview as he discussed Hall of Fame night that took place at halftime.
Nostalgia.
Now we're ready for the action I formation. Davis under center. He pitches it on the far side. It's Octavian Wilson still on his feet. He fumbled it, and I believe Kate recovered it. And he did.
Oh.
Costly turnovers.
Costly turnover. You can just feel the energy sapping from the fans. I mean, here they are still supporting the team, but they are struggling. We do have an update. This is a tough contest. The score goes back and forth. Urbana is now up over Dover 20-16.
That's a final.
That's the oh my gracious. That is a bitter disappointment for Dover, as they had quite a lot of hope.
And back to the action as Cape had the ball. A big play off tackle as we're giving you that scoring update.
Well, Milford is able to get the ball back, and we were getting a little bit of an update. And Anthony,
right on that next play, Milford gets the fumble.
Well, we were able to
fumble
get those.
Recovery. That's huge for Coach Mike Tack.
They needed that, and you gotta like the young Milford team. You gotta love their fans, because here they are still here rooting with their team, and Cape Henlopen with the turnover, giving the Vikings or giving the Buccaneers much needed life. Now they're spread out, Anthony. What do you think they're going to do?
Running play, probably. Shotgun formation. Now he's going to throw it. Double coverage. Well covered.
He was well covered, but you got to give it to the quarterback. There is a small window. It's risky. Once again, high risk, high reward. If he hits that wide receiver on that slant pattern, he would have been enough to get them about 8 yards.
Incomplete pass, tended wide receiver number 10, the senior, Dalton Pikus, 6'2", 180. It's going to bring up a second down and 10. 27-6 is the score. 2:27 remaining in the third quarter. Shotgun, Cole Davis, man in motion. It's pitched. And that's Daniels on this near side. Minimal gain. Number 4 making the stop. Tavon Scott. Also the starting quarterback, as he's getting some action on defense. So quick.
Yes, he is. He is quick as a BB and just as deadly. This young man can do it all, and you got to wonder how long they will keep their quarterback, which is a premium position. How long will they keep him playing on both sides? Or, for that matter, how long will they keep him in the game?
I think this is a key drive for the Milford Buck offense. You're late in the third quarter because there's only a minute 40 left. And you're trailing 27-6. Davis shotgun formation. 4 wide receiver set. 1 running back in the backfield for protection. He airs it out, man-to-man coverage, throws it about that 49-yard line.
A little tall
side
on
of
the
the Buccaneers, but just go ahead.
It was just a little tall on the pass. Still a beautiful ball. This is still early, just maybe a matter of timing. He looks like the receiver slowed down a bit, so this is a timing pattern, and the quarterback probably put the ball where it was supposed to be, and he was just looking for the receiver to finish out the play.
Yeah, he was under pressure, so he had to get rid of it. If not, you do not want to take a sack. 4th down, and the punt is blocked by number 54, Cape. And Milford, I believe, pounced on it. But since it was 4th down, Cape's going to take over regardless.
They're going to take over regardless. Now, Anthony, that really makes me want to return to some of your preseason scouting. You checked out a scrimmage game. Is Cape at this point showing themselves to be at least some of what you thought they would be?
Well, when you take on a team like Middletown, 2 straight state championships, you're going for a third one with Darius Wade and Chris Godwin. There's high expectations for Middletown, and we're back to the action on a 1st down and 10. And Sainez straight ahead running. You're getting back to that point as Coach Del Percio, he probably didn't show everything in that scrimmage, but with the high expectations from Coach Bill Collick, and you're dominating the best in the state the last couple years, you have to feel good going into this season that you have a chance to be able to compete with the big dogs this year.
That's right. That's right.
2nd down and short. Ball's handed off tackle, minimal gain.
You know, we were talking about Delaware being a small wonder, and, you know, you talk about how we feel like we know these people because we see them. I mean, I see Coach I see Coach Sean Wolf on the weekends. When I go and visit my parents, I see him right out there going to get the paper in the morning, and, he just seems so innocuous, just an ordinary, kind guy, but he is a football genius. And on that note, too, I have to talk about Mark Del Percio. He's someone I have a great deal of respect for. He is a person who is unselfish with his knowledge. He took Coach Freddie Alfredo Johnson under his wings and shared with him some of his secrets of success that helped him improve his Lake Forest program.
And Johnson, Coach Johnson for Lake Forest, just an outstanding job turning around that program. Lopez gets the handoff, and he scoots in for another Cave Viking touchdown. Now, last year and years past, when the Milford Bucks score a touchdown, the cannon would fire. Tonight, with the Cave Viking offense, it's silencing that cannon.
That cannon started out the first game, first score, but you're right. We haven't heard the boom since the first quarter.
10.2 seconds left in the third quarter, 33-6. Cape getting ready to try another extra point attempt. And before they can get the kickoff, it's a flag. And it's against Milford.
Now, Anthony, you're a sports aficionado. The game isn't decided because, I'm a competitor and most of us are, so as long as there's time, there's hope. But if you're the coach of the team that's ahead, and we know Coach
Snap
College
is down, and it is up, and it is good. Didn't want to cut you off.
No, but thank you for the update.
Action.
But now Coach Collick is as much a gentleman as he is a person who is about strategy. Do you think he'll make some personnel changes, or does he use this to give his team an opportunity to sharpen, to hone what they're doing, to build some cohesion and improve some of their execution? What do you think?
I would say with the last 5-6 minutes, he'll probably pull the starters because he'll then prepare for next week, as it's another tough task on the road before they take on Indian River. We've not got a final yet, but Indian River trailing, so it seems like their program could be down this year.
Well, they've certainly had their up times. I mean, they have had some blue chip athletes.
Jamie Jarman comes to mind, now playing in the Texas Ranger organization.
Woo, there must be something in the Delaware water, because you can get a pro baseball player out of here just as quickly as you can get a blue hen.
That's for sure. Cape getting ready to kick it off from the 40-yard line. It's a high kick downfield. The 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. At about that 29-yard line near the Milford Bucks sidelines.
He's had some pretty good returns. Unfortunately, that's one of those diminishing returns kinds of things. I mean, you want to have a good return. You just don't want to have to say, I had a lot of good returns, because it indicates that the other team has had to kick it off to you after a score.
.8 seconds left in the third. 34-6. Davis back to pass. Throws it in double coverage, incomplete. Intended for Jason Parker. Well covered. And that's the last play of the third quarter. Cape 34, Milford 6. You're listening to Friday Night Under the Lights on CatchItLive.com and Hot Country 107.7 FM.
Trailers, trailers, trailers. Jim Weller here, and if you need a trailer, give me a call. Open and closed, new, used, rusty, dusty, whatever. If you need a used trailer, give me a call. Got a used trailer you want to sell? Give me a call. Want to talk turkey? Give me a call. We look forward to hearing from you.
Hey folks, Colin Walls here for Walls Service Center. Have you turned your car's AC on only to find out it's blowing hot air? Are you tired of the quick fix that only lasts a couple of days? If so, come see me at Walls Service Center. Walls Service Center has been automotive air conditioning specialist for over 50 years. Stop in. We're located on Northeast Front Street in downtown Milford, or give us a call. 422-8110.
Hey everybody, Jim Weller here from Weller's in Bridgeville, and today let's talk about carports. Different roof styles, colors, shapes, sizes, lengths, widths, and so on. If you need a carport, call Weller's today. They include free delivery and setup right to your yard. Give me a call today.
Catch it live streaming of your events in high-definition video to anywhere in the world. Call Jim at 337-7300, 337-7300, 337-7300. No event too small.
This game is being brought to you by Del One Federal Credit Union, Delaware Electric Co-op, Fitzgerald Salvage and Recycling, Milford Southern States, Smith's Family Restaurant, and Satterfield and Ryan.
Back to the action, just underway in the fourth quarter. Second down and long, and it's a running play on the near side. And that was number 5, Octavian Wilson, the ball carrier, handed off from Cole Davis. We're in the fourth quarter now, 11:41, 34-6. Coming up after the game, it's the Delaware Electric Player of the Game. Another scoring update. Sussex Tech 22, AI DuPont 16. That's the end of the third quarter. And we have another scoring update in a minute. Third down play for Cole Davis. Shotgun, hands it off, straight ahead, and he's tackled right away for about a 3 or 4 yard loss. Number 11 on the stop. Andrew Grau now playing both ways. Also the defensive end. Lake Forest 27, Mount Pleasant 3. That's in the fourth quarter, 11:47 to go in that contest. It's a fourth down, and Milford's got to punt it away. Deep men for Cape standing at the 50-yard line. It's a low snap, got it away. It's a high kick, short though. And it bounces to about the 40-yard line. And that's excellent field position for Tavon Scott on the Milford Buck 40-yard line. 10:30 to go. Fourth quarter, 34-6.
And it looks like once again, Cape Henlopen will be bringing out their potent offense, but it looks like there might have been a quarterback change. As you predicted, they might go ahead and pull their starters, but they still have a powerhouse running back in the backfield.
It's a first down and 10 at the 40. Screen to about the 35-yard line. Pass was complete. 33 making the catch. Zachary Stevenson, the senior, 5'10", 180.
And I have to admit, I was a little bit surprised that the fresh quarterback coming in, instead of doing the safe thing and handing off the ball, steps right back, pulls the trigger, throws, and makes his completion on his first pass.
Todd Keene, the senior quarterback, 6'3", 185, man in motions, number 1. Keene rolls to his left, tucks it and runs for about 4 or 5 yards.
And even though he kept the ball, that looked like a busted play. You got to remember, they run a nice little complex wishbone offense. Speaking of wishbone, if any of my friends who are listening, they know that I run a wishbone offense when we're playing basketball on Friday mornings. It's my way of getting a chance to get the ball in my hands.
Now, talking about Todd Keene, he was in a quarterback battle with Tavon Scott, and Scott won that position, as Keene is the senior. Keene under center. And Saez, the ball carrier, past the first down marker near the 20-yard line of the Buccaneers. 9-14. Fourth quarter, 34-6 is the score.
Well, you talk about a well-built machine with interchangeable parts. You're right. The quarterback has come out there, and he came out there just as calm and confident as can be. And you can tell he's a seasoned ball player because after he hands the ball off, he carries out his fakes. He comes back, he drops back, he fakes the pass, and plays until the whistle blows. Anthony.
Back to the action. And the ball's handed off straight ahead after the first down.
And Anthony, only if I had my reading glasses, I'd be able to tell you who I'm really leaning toward in terms of having my pick of the litter in terms of the outstanding performer.
And Todd Keene, senior quarterback, taking over for Tavon Scott in the fourth quarter, 8:22. Clock continues to wind, 34-6. Last year's score, 34-2. Very, very close. The difference, it was a conference game. This year, non-conference, week number 1. Keene hands it off, near side. I believe that's Lopez, still on his feet, near the end zone, and he scampers in for the touchdown. 40-6, Cape on top.
And once again, Lopez returning to the end zone like the Capistrano Swallows. There he is again. And here we are now at 40-36, so the 34-point lead puts them just 1 point shy of a running clock.
Extra point is up, and it is good, as it's now 41-6, 7:59 in the fourth quarter, as you're listening to Friday Night Under the Lights on CatchItLive.com and Hot Country 107.7 FM. We're going to be broadcasting 12 other games this season, playoffs included.
How fortunate for football fans. Now, Anthony, here comes one of those things. If I do understand the rules, I believe one of the officials will indicate to the scorekeeper that it is time to keep the clock rolling, because it is a sportsmanship thing that allows a team to be able to play and be able to get off the field and not have a team running up the score, whether it's intentional or not. And we certainly know Cape Henlopen, because this is a friendly rivalry, wouldn't run the clock up intentionally.
And Coach Collick, very classy. Getting ready for the kickoff. Deep men. Daniels standing at his own 9-yard line. It's a high, deep kick downfield. Daniels has it. 5, 10, 15, 20. 25. Another hole on that far side. Takes it to about that 34-yard line near the Cape Henlopen sidelines. And the Cape marching band on hand, and they're loud and proud tonight.
Yes, they are, and what's not to be proud of? And one of the nice things about Delaware High School sports is that the bands, while they're rivals, it's almost like a fraternity or sorority. You know, they cheer one another on, and they battle, but yet they cheer one another on, and it is a beautiful relationship. Anthony, I do believe that the running clock has been instituted, and even though it is a dead ball and looks like there's a timeout on the field, well, the clock has stopped. And Anthony, probably what I'll do is I might do a little bit of research. We've got enough information out here for me to be able to find out officially what happens when we have ourselves a running clock and a timeout.
As a coach attack on the field, instructing his players. 7:06, fourth quarter, 41-6. And Coach Bill Collick should be all smiles, as next week he'll be back on the road, 1-0. Next week, it's going to be very, very difficult.
It is going to be difficult.
Archbishop Spalding, a team out of Maryland.
Yes, indeed. That's going to be a tall order, and they certainly will be looking to try to make sure they get another win, because when they come back home, they're going to want to show their best in that beautiful Cape Henlopen football complex.
And it also has turf like the field here in Milford at Briggs Stadium. And the ball's handed off. straight up the middle.
And it does look like the running clock is in. I think the only thing that does stop the running clock is a timeout, and that would certainly make sense because, once again, as long as the team has hope, they've got timeouts, and they want to strategize, and they want to talk about it, and there's an opportunity. It's about sportsmanship and opportunity, teaching, coaching, playing, learning, the whole gamut.
Now it's going to bring up a second down and long. Ball's going to be handed off. It's a draw play. Minimal gain is Andrew Marshall still in the game. Big 6'6", offensive lineman, near 400 pounds, but he's so quick.
He is quick as a hiccup, but at this point, he seems to be laboring in his gait. It has been a long game for the big guy.
And it's just the first game for both teams. 5:56, 41-6. Ball's handed off straight ahead up the middle, near midfield, near the M on the field. And they're going to spot that. Still on the Milford side at about the 48-yard line. And Davis trots back onto the field. .521, fourth quarter, 41-6. Cole Davis, shotgun formation, two running backs in the backfield. Two wide receivers on this near side. Now Davis going to one of his wide receivers. Now he goes to the other one. 4:57. Parker on this near side, lined up as the wide receiver. As Davis went from the shotgun to under center and snapped it, and I believe that's a penalty against the Vikings. I think that's a false start. The officials are conversing to figure it out, make sure. They always want to be right.
Well, the quarterback has done a nice job of...
and they're going to say that it's encroachment.
Oh, my gracious Gertie. I thought certainly that he had once again successfully enticed the defensive line to jump sides, but this time it was the Buccaneers with the infraction. Clock still runs.
4:30, fourth quarter, 41-6. Milford with the ball. Two running backs in the backfield. Davis back to pass. And after, as it's a first down and 15. And Davis, he was under duress.
You know, Anthony, we were talking about body language, and regardless of the sport, whether they are a Pee-wee league player or a professional, you can tell when the energy is a little bit low, and you know, maybe a little bit of a sense of hopelessness for a particular game sets in. But it's early in the season.
Second down and 15 after the incomplete pass. Davis under center, straight ahead, and that's Martinez with the ball. Tries to get to about the 49-yard line, and there's a flag. I think that's a late hit, but we'll have to see. And Marshall stumbles.
I'm not sure. It looks like someone might have gotten a little bit of a face mask in there, unintentional though it may be.
And it was a face mask against Kate. You're right on point there, John.
Despite the fact that I need my glasses and my spyglass.
And there's another flag.
Oh, now when there's more air underneath the flag, the higher the air, the higher the flag, the greater the violation. Now this is going to probably be an unsportsmanlike penalty against the team.
As temper is starting to flare. Cape in control, 41-6, the running clock, 2:42 remaining in this contest.
And so far, I mean, the teams have played such a clean game, and they've done such a nice job. We hope that they're able to finish these last 2 minutes and continue to exhibit the kinds of sportsmanship that they have on both sides for the game up to this point.
Is Milford trying to march down the field and score before this game's over? 2:07, 41-6. And that was 2 big penalties, the face mask and then unsportsmanlike conduct against the Vikings. Davis now under center, 2 running backs in the backfield, 2 wide receivers lined up on the right side. Ball's handed off straight ahead, 3 or 4 yards, as Milford making some substitutions.
Earlier, Anthony, I was going to remark that the quarterback for Cape, Scott, he plays quarterback and he plays safety. That's a formula I used when I was the head football coach at Central Middle for the Senators. And I remember I had a great quarterback in Chang Kim and Rusty McKinney. Man, I told Rusty when he was a 6th grader, you're going to be my quarterback when you get to Central. And eye for talent.
Back to the action on a 2nd down and short. Pitched on this near side. .55 seconds. 41-6.
Well, the Cape fans are starting to make an early exit, but the home team's fans are still here rooting on their teams. That's sportsmanship and support at its finest. .2 seconds remaining. 41-6. 41 uninterrupted, unanswered points. Cape put on a good, steady performance. But I will say this, that Milford has been persistent, and there's hope because they are in Division II.
And we will see the Milford Bucks 2 other times throughout the season. And we're going to see the Cape Vikings.
But who are we going to see next week?
About next week? Caesar Rodney, Middletown, live in Camden. Del One pregame show, 7 o'clock. Kickoff, 7:30.
And I'm telling you what, I've got the same level of anticipation as a kid on Christmas Eve.
3rd
Back
down.
to you.
And short. Davis under center. 2 running backs in the backfield. It's pitched to Martinez on the far side. He's on his feet, and he's trying to lunge in the end zone, and he does. Touchdown, Buccaneers!
Oh, and that quarterback had to be delicious for the Buccaneers. And
where's the cannon? I want to hear the cannon.
I don't know how much they paid for the cannon, but I hope they get a lot of bang for their buck. Bang for their buck.
I got it.
But the double, okay,
You've been
Anthony?
good. You've been good all night long.
Thank you.
And Milford getting ready for the extra point attempt as Cape 41, Milford 12. Ball's down as the hold was no good. Hold was good, but the kick was a little wide left. 35.6 seconds left in this contest. And coming up after the game, it's the Delaware Electric Player of the Game.
Oh, and I'm telling you what, I've bitten my nails down to the quick. I have no idea who it will ultimately be, Anthony. I'm still waiting for Boom.
I think you're going to wait. The Boom's gone. As the marching band is still here, we can still hear them. Getting ready to kick it off from the yard line.
Well, I'm glad you mentioned the band. I mean, they are an instrumental part of any school's. You know what? It is getting late.
Is it past your bedtime?
It must be.
And we're getting ready for the kickoff from number 18.
Oh, they bloop one, but it goes short.
Harris, onside kick attempt, too short. Wouldn't have been good because that's at least go 10 yards. So even if they had recovered it, doesn't go 10 yards, it'd have been Cape's ball.
But you got to like the agility of number 84. He was able to catch that ball off the bounce and return it for just a couple of yards. 11.3 seconds remaining in this contest and this first reunion of me and my friend Anthony Joseph.
And I'll tell you, Coach Tack has his players ready when the game is over, lined up at midfield to shake the hands of the players of Coach Bill Collick.
Yes, yes, indeed.
This should be the last play of this contest. It's a 1st down and 10. 30 seconds remaining at the 48-yard line. It's a run and play off tackle.
And you know, Anthony.
22 seconds.
Anthony, as a person who has been working, with students since 1986, this certainly does strike a sentimental chord with me. I believe the game of, the sports, win or lose, there's a lot to learn. But the sportsmanship is the most important component. It is what will last through the years. And when these ball players come back for their 5, 10, 15, 20, 25-year reunion, or like some of the gentlemen from Milford come back to be recognized as Hall of Famers, they'll still remember the great sportsmanship.
2nd down and long. It's handed off with only 15 seconds left. And it was fumbled, and Milford recovers it with 13.3 seconds left in this game. Cape 41, Milford 12. 9:59 is the time on this Friday night. Friday night under the lights.
Anthony, the weather has been gorgeous. I mean, it is cool, calm, and crisp. And, my favorite of the Humid brothers is here. I don't like Mo Humid, but I do love his brother Les.
Back to the action. 13.3 seconds. And Milford's going to just take a knee. That's Cole Davis. And that's going to do it. That's the final score. Milford 12, Cape 41. You're listening to Friday Night Under the Lights on CatchItLive.com and Hot Country 107.7 FM. We'll be back after this.
I'm Gary Rhodes from Milford Southern States. Expect nothing less than a superior performance day when using a Mahindra tractor. The Mahindra tractor can lift heavy loads, and with its cast iron chassis, it provides traction, stability, and control. At Milford Southern States, we feature a full line of Mahindra tractors, including the 3616 four-wheel drive that can carry firewood, dirt, manure, and also clear away snow. It also comes with a deluxe suspension and an easy access fuel tank. Call us at Milford Southern States, 422-8066. Farmer owned since 1923.
It'd sure be nice to get out of the house, get a change of scenery, and try the wonderful atmosphere and home-style food of Smith's Family Restaurant. We'll treat you like you're coming to our house. We're known for great seafood, the best beef and chicken dumplings around, and you've got to try the homemade sweet potato biscuits and homemade rolls. A great place to eat anytime, 7 days a week for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Smith's Family Restaurant. It's worth the drive to eat at Smith's on Route 13 in Greenwood. Call 349-5114.
When severe weather strikes, a Generac generator from Satterfield & Ryan will keep your home running smoothly and your family safe and secure. Satterfield & Ryan is Delaware's only elite power pro dealer, providing professional sales, superior service, and quality repairs. Satterfield & Ryan in Milford, online at delawaregenerators.net. Call 302-422-4919. Satterfield & Ryan. Get the job done right the first time.
Do you have metal? Get it to Fitzgerald Salvage and Recycling. Fitzgerald's pays you cash. Fitzgerald's will pick up your unwanted vehicles and will buy your car or lawnmower batteries. If it's made of metal, Fitzgerald's pays cash and recycles it, which helps the environment. Fitzgerald's will also pick up and deliver roll-off dumpsters, and they accept electronics too, including cell phones and computers. Fitzgerald's is local and family-owned since 1935. Go to fitzgeraldsonline.com or find us on Facebook.
Is Del One Federal Credit Union right for you? If you live in Delaware, the answer is yes. All Delaware residents can become a member of Del One. Call us at 302-739-4496 or stop by any of our convenient branch locations throughout Delaware to find out how. Visit del-one.org for more information on the amazing benefits Del One Federal Credit Union has to offer. Become a member today. Conditions and restrictions apply. Equal opportunity lender. Deposits are federally insured by NCUA. And we're back live in Milford. The final score, 41-12, as Kate prevails against the Milford Bucks. Another final score. That's why you listen to Hot Country 107.7 for the out-of-town scoreboard. Besides the Rich Gannon interview.
Yes, indeed.
You can hear scoring updates almost all night long as Stephen Decatur, now it's a final, against the Indian River Indians. Stephen Decatur 30, Indian River 28.
What a nail biter. And oh man, I don't know if it's more painful to lose by a big margin or to lose by a slim one. Either way, what a outstanding opening night. Sure, the weather was beautiful up and down this beautiful small state, and hopefully every team was able to get out there, enjoy the contest, and players are able to get off the field safely. And also our fans who have come out to support their little ones will be hopefully able to get home safely. Folks, do remember, do take your time, stay alive, and drive the speed limits and obey all signs.
We're going to take another timeout as you're listening to Friday Night Under the Lights on CatchItLive.com and Hot Country 107.7 FM. Credit Union right for you? If you live in Delaware, the answer is yes. All Delaware residents can become a member of Del One. Call us at 302-739-4496 or stop by any of our convenient branch locations throughout Delaware to find out how. Visit del-one.org for more information on the amazing benefits Del One Federal Credit Union has to offer. Become a member today. Conditions and restrictions apply. Equal opportunity lender. Deposits are federally insured by NCUA.
When severe weather strikes, a Generac generator from Satterfield & Ryan will keep your home running smoothly and your family safe and secure. Satterfield & Ryan is Delaware's only elite power pro dealer, providing professional sales, superior service, and quality repairs. Satterfield & Ryan in Milford, online at delawaregenerators.net. Call 302-422-4919. Satterfield & Ryan. Get the job done right the first time.
I'm Gary Rhodes from Milford Southern States. Expect nothing less than a superior performance day when using a Mahindra tractor. The Mahindra tractor can lift heavy loads, and with its cast iron chassis, it provides traction, stability, and control. At Milford Southern States, we feature a full line of Mahindra tractors, including the 3616 four-wheel drive that can carry firewood, dirt, manure, and also clear away snow. It also comes with a deluxe suspension and an easy access fuel tank. Call us at Milford Southern States, 422-8066. Farmer owned since 1923.
It'd sure be nice to get out of the house, get a change of scenery, and try the wonderful atmosphere and home-style food of Smith's Family Restaurant. We'll treat you like you're coming to our house. We're known for great seafood, the best beef and chicken dumplings around, and you've got to try the homemade sweet potato biscuits and homemade rolls. A great place to eat anytime, 7 days a week for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Smith's Family Restaurant. It's worth the drive to eat at Smith's on Route 13 in Greenwood. Call 349-5114.
Do you have metal? Get it to Fitzgerald Salvage and Recycling. Fitzgerald's pays you cash. Fitzgerald's will pick up your unwanted vehicles and will buy your car or lawnmower batteries. If it's made of metal, Fitzgerald's pays cash and recycles it, which helps the environment. Fitzgerald's will also pick up and deliver roll-off dumpsters, and they accept electronics too, including cell phones and computers. Fitzgerald's is local and family-owned since 1935. Jesus recycles people, Fitzgerald's recycles cars.
Trailers, trailers, trailers. Jim Weller here, and if you need a trailer, give me a call. Open and closed, new, used, rusty, dusty, whatever. If you need a used trailer, give me a call. Got a used trailer you want to sell? Give me a call. Want to talk turkey? Give me a call. We look forward to hearing from you.
Hey folks, Colin Walls here for Wall Service Center. Have you turned your car's AC on only to find out it's blowing hot air? Are you tired of the quick fix that only lasts a couple of days? If so, come see me at Wall Service Center. Wall Service Center has been automotive air conditioning specialist for over 50 years. Stop in. We're located on Northeast Front Street in downtown Milford, or give us a call. 422-8110.
Hey everybody, Jim Weller here from Wellers in Bridgeville, and today let's talk about carports. Different roof styles, colors, shapes, sizes, lengths, widths, and so on. If you need a carport, call Wellers today. They include free delivery and setup right to your yard. Give me a call today.
Catch it live streaming of your events in high-definition video to anywhere in the world. Call Jim at 337-7300, 337-7300, 337-7300. No event too small.
The game has been brought to you by Del One Delaware Federal Credit Union, Delaware Electric Co-op, Fitzgerald Salvage and Recycling, Milford Southern States, Smith's Family Restaurant, and Satterfield and Ryan.
And ladies and gentlemen, we are back. Thank you all, ladies and gentlemen, for tuning in to us and checking us out through catchitlive.com and 107.7 Hot Country, station ID WKHI in Fruitland. Ladies and gentlemen, it has been a fantastic opening day for football. We do have a handful of sporting updates that we are able to bring to you through the power of technology. We are checking your tweets. We are seeing what you are putting on your post on DE Preps. And folks, we're looking always for your feedback. Thank you for keeping us tuned in through the power of your tweets. We do have an update. Delaware Military Academy beat Dickinson High tonight by a score of 40-6. I'm sure Dickinson High is still looking to turn around their program. They have an outstanding coaching staff and a great principal in Mr. Byron J. Murphy. We also have another update to give you. Glasgow 20, Smyrna 15. That is a non-conference contest. And Glasgow, the Dragons, who have been a team known to have some powerful offenses and also have a little bit of a Mark Del Percio DNA streaming through their program. So I'm sure they're looking to have an outstanding season. Folks, we want to thank you all for tuning in. Coming up here shortly, we are going to have a personal live one-on-one interview with our very own Mr. Anthony Joseph, and he will be talking to the gentleman himself, Coach Bill Collick. So, ladies and gentlemen, please stick around. We'll hear a word from our sponsors, and then soon you will have a one-on-one interview with my friend, Mr. Anthony Joseph. You'd better believe you can catchitlive.com, and we are here bringing it to you on 107.7 Hot Country.
From Milford Southern States. Expect nothing less than a superior performance day when using a Mahindra tractor. The Mahindra tractor can lift heavy loads, and with its cast iron chassis, it provides traction, stability, and control. At Milford Southern States, we feature a full line of Mahindra tractors, including the 3616 four-wheel drive that can carry firewood, dirt, manure, and also clear away snow. It also comes with a deluxe suspension and an easy access fuel tank. Call us at Milford Southern States, 422-8066. Farmer owned since 1923.
It'd sure be nice to get out of the house. Get a change of scenery. And try the wonderful atmosphere and home-style food of Smith's Family Restaurant. We'll treat you like you're coming to our house. We're known for great seafood, the best beef and chicken dumplings around, and you've got to try the homemade sweet potato biscuits and homemade rolls. A great place to eat anytime, 7 days a week for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Smith's Family Restaurant. It's worth the drive to eat at Smith's on Route 13 in Greenwood. Call 349-5114.
When severe weather strikes, a Generac generator from Satterfield & Ryan will keep your home running smoothly and your family safe and secure. Satterfield & Ryan is Delaware's only elite power pro dealer, providing professional sales, superior service, and quality repairs. Satterfield & Ryan in Milford, online at delawaregenerators.net. Call 302-422-4919. Satterfield & Ryan. Get the job done right the first time.
Do you have metal? Get it to Fitzgerald's Salvage and Recycling. Fitzgerald's pays you cash. Fitzgerald's will pick up your unwanted vehicles and will buy your car or lawnmower batteries. If it's made of metal, Fitzgerald's pays cash and recycles it, which helps the environment. Fitzgerald's will also pick up and deliver roll-off dumpsters, and they accept electronics too, including cell phones and computers. Fitzgerald's is local and family-owned since 1935. Go to fitzgeraldsonline.com or find us on Facebook.
Is Del One Federal Credit Union right for you? If you live in Delaware, the answer is yes. All Delaware residents can become a member of Del One. Call us at 302-739-4496 or stop by any of our convenient branch locations throughout Delaware to find out how. Visit del-one.org for more information on the amazing benefits Del One Federal Credit Union has to offer. Become a member today. Conditions and restrictions apply. Equal opportunity lender. Deposits are federally insured by NCUA.
Trailers. Jim Weller here, and if you need a trailer, give me a call. Open and closed, new, used, rusty, dusty, whatever. If you need a used trailer, give me a call. Got a used trailer you want to sell? Give me a call. Want to talk turkey? Give me a call. We look forward to hearing from you.
Hey folks, Colin Walls here for Wall Service Center. Have you turned your car's AC on only to find out it's blowing hot air? Are you tired of the quick fix that only lasts a couple of days? If so, come see me at Wall Service Center. Wall Service Center has been automotive air conditioning specialist for over 50 years. Stop in. We're located on Northeast Front Street in downtown Milford, or give us a call. 422-8110.
Hey everybody, Jim Weller here from Wellers in Bridgeville, and today let's talk about carports. Different roof styles, colors, shapes, sizes, lengths, widths, and so on. If you need a carport, call Wellers today. They include free delivery and setup right to your yard. Give me a call today.
Catch it live streaming of your events in high-definition video to anywhere in the world. Call Jim at 337-7300, 337-7300, 337-7300. No event too small.
And we're back live in Milford as you're listening to Friday Night Under the Lights on CatchItLive.com and Hot Country 107.7. I'm Anthony Joseph. I'd like to bring in, for the final time this evening, John Martin. Any final thoughts?
I can't believe it. I mean, I could go all night. We just feel like we're just getting started. But we technically are, because this was the opening night for football, Anthony.
The lights are going out, so I think they're telling us something. Next week, you want to make sure you join us at 7 o'clock for the Del One pregame show.
That's right. And if you can't get to the stadium and see it live because, it's going to be packed like sardines in there, where can they hear the game, Anthony?
CatchItLive.com. As you want to make sure next week you go to CatchItLive.com and hear the game again, as the Cape Vikings improved to 1-0 on the season and the Milford Bucks drop 0-1 on Milford Hall of Fame night. Next week, CR and Middletown live in Camden. The final in Milford. Cape 41, Milford 12. I'm Anthony Joseph. Until next week, so long, everybody.
The game has been brought to you by Del One Delaware Federal Credit Union, Delaware Electric Co-op, Fitzgerald Salvage and Recycling, Milford Southern States, Smith's Family Restaurant, and Satterfield & Ryan.